Welcome to Tabletop Cinema, where we bring together the worlds of filmmaking, tabletop role playing, and video games. I'm your host Mikey, a freelance filmmaker, tabletop RPG game master, and variety streamer on Twitch. And today, I don't know why I'm speaking in hushed tones. It's probably because of the music of this game. We're returning to our first playthrough of Citizen Sleeper. We're on our third episode right now. Why is the audio low? How's it going, Space Pulp? Am I going through this? Oh, the microphone's doing the thing again. It's one of these things where I couldn't figure out why the audio is so low. Or is that on your end? Because I'm seeing my levels here on the microphone itself, and it's actually quite low, yeah. I had this problem before. Um, like all the settings the same, all the settings are the same, and yet it does this to me. Okay, no weird shenanigans in the G Hub. Yeah, the levels of the Okay, that's strange. That is very strange. Because according to my levels, my microphone levels are hitting the yellow part before peaking, and the game audio itself is just half. That is to say, my microphone, according to the levels, my microphone is louder than the music. I remember it was weird. Some people, like, I couldn't tell. I remember that day, some people said, oh, it's fine. But some people said it was weird. And they had a problem with their browser. And when they went to mobile, it worked properly. Or was it the other way around? I don't know what's going on. Space Pulp, it's weird. But it's one of those things where I guess, just turn it off, turn it on and off, and then maybe it'll work out. Yeah, I think the problem was the person's browser. There was something weird going on with the browser. But then on mobile, it worked properly, which is alarming because what the heck? Like, how can I tell? So yeah, I couldn't figure it out. I like triple checked all the settings. I restarted everything. I think what worked was restarting the computer entirely. Like got something, I don't know, probably a driver didn't hook properly or something. Let me know if the audio is weird, or if anyone is there, if anyone else is there, if the audio is also kind of weird. Because yeah, we do want good audio. Other than, if not, then what's the point? It's so weird. See, it's like mobile. I don't get it. It's like mobile's okay, but what is messing up for people when they try to watch on their browser or on their desktop? I don't know. It's just so strange. Anyway, and it's also confusing because the levels on the microphone itself slightly differ from the microphone levels on Streamlabs. Audio issues, Baseball. I'm not a sound guy. You need a proper sound guy for these things. Anyway, we're in Citizen Sleeper. It's a pretty chill game. It's more like a board game. It's a dice placement board game with a lot of narrative in between. So it's very thematic. I do like it. The mechanics do flow in and help feed the narrative and get those themes across. Yeah, apologies for that. if it's on my end, if anyone's coming in, feel free to let me know that something is wrong with the audio. Hey, but at least I checked that the mic wasn't disabled, so at least you were hearing something. So, as I was talking about last episode, they are updating it with free episodic updates. So the first one just arrived a couple days ago. This is episode Flux. So it seems we got it already. It is already updated on Game Pass. It's the first of three episodic updates to Citizen Sleeper, telling the story of the refugee flotilla, which has arrived at the Eye. Head to the Greenway to begin. Oh, okay, so we can actually do it in our playthrough. That's my cat going crazy again. Okay, I thought we'd have to start a new game, but we are at the Greenway. It's been a week, so I don't really remember what we were doing. We were on cycle 11. It's not even 11 cycles. That's 11 rounds in this giant board game. I'm worried about the audio because... Oh, God. Passion. I don't know what she saw. Because this game is all text. There are no voiceovers, so I've been trying to provide the voiceovers as best as I can. So let's do this. So we took on some mercenary work. I remember that. We took on some merc work. We got to know a new friend. We helped them out with their ship. That's their ship over there. It is grounded. We helped them out, and they offered us a job to find a target for some credits. Why do we need credits? Because we are being held... Well, we're being not blackmailed, I don't know. We're being held hostage, essentially, by Ethan. This Ethan. He's a bounty hunter who was contracted by our former corporation to take us in. Because we are proprietary technology. We fled the corporation because we were basically slaves. You know how these things go. So they sent that bounty hunter after us, but fortunately, this bounty hunter, fortunately, I guess, for us, he's a playful kind of bounty hunter. He's like, it's boring if I just like bring you in right now. So here, you have a tracker on. So we have a tracker. He was telling us, I can track you. If you leave the station, I'll kill you. If you do this, I'll kill you. If you try anything, I'll kill you. By the way, pay my tab at the bar. I want a drink. So that's the kind of person Ethan is. We're waiting for him to run up a tab. That is a debt that I'm not looking forward to. So we've been trying to earn credits. So as you can see, we're freaking poor right now. We have 46 credits. So we're trying to look for sources of income. One of that was, well, one thing led to another, and now we're taking on our first mercenary contract. Finding a guy on the other side. Apparently didn't quick save properly. Okay. See, saving is weird in this game. I'm not sure when it is safe to quit out. I do remember that we were able to go all the way. I don't know. We already did it. So it saved that. We can actually cross to the Greenway. So apparently the new episode is here. Oh, okay. It's already updated. So this is the new episode that they added in. So that's good. We played it just in time for the new update. So as you step into the passageway, someone barrels into you from behind, sending you stumbling down the corridor. You turn to see an unfamiliar spacer, laden with heavy gear. She steadies herself, staring you down as if daring you to respond. So this is Eshe, Stubborn XXPR Spacer. No idea what those terms are. Excuse me? She squints at you, shaking her head, before setting off down the corridor. This is Peak, Cautious XXPR Spacer. Sorry for her. The second Spacer smiles at you apologetically. She's on a mission. And when she's on a mission, they shrug. not a problem. They smile. You're sweet. Cake! Esh stands further down the corridor, glowering at her friend. She chops at the air, pointing down the corridor to whatever end she's rushing to. Chopping at the air. Is it like, this way? Is that what it is? Chopping the air? Peak raises their eyebrows at you. Esh, please. Do you want everyone in the station to hate us? Esh hardens. They want to hate us. They can hate us. She drops her hip. I'm not exactly seeing much love as it is. We're lucky we got through before they set up that damn cordon. Hey, how's it going then, Mother? Good morning. I'm not sure about your hours. How was your stream? You jumped straight into another game. What is that? Strixhaven right after hours? It's wild. So, I don't know if you've slept yet or if you've just woken up. Either way, good afternoon to you. Okay, you haven't slept. But you did get to do your Strixhaven thing. How's the audio, by the way? I'm starting to get worried. We're having that issue again. Space Pulp, like, I remember oh, by the way, it's been a year, almost been a year since I first started this stream. It's August. I remember I started August of last year. Okay, you were able to get some sleep. That's good. I don't know how the audio is, so apologies if it's weird, if the levels are off. This happened last time. I remember, I think it was Bill who had the problem last time. Something was wrong with the browser, but when he switched to mobile, it was good. I don't know what was going on with that. There we go. The mic is a tad weak. What is going on? So, this is a problem because this game is all about the dialogue. You know what? Okay. So the mic levels are low. Let me try to increase that. Now, is the mic profile in effect? That's my question. Does it still sound... Do I still sound like how I usually sound? Wait, how do I... Okay, there. Okay, I boosted it a bit. I boosted the gain. Okay, so the profile's still in effect. That's important because there are some really terrible times where the mic profile turns off. This is a condenser mic, so it picks up everything in the room and it just sounds like shit. So I had to really mess with the different profiles, get all the sliders right, learn about audio stuff just to get this profile. So it's, I don't know how, I don't actually know how it sounds to people, but some people said that it sounds okay. Okay, so it's slightly louder, but it's not much. But now it's... Okay, now according to the levels, I'm peaking. Anyway, weird technical issues. I think the way I solved this was I had to restart my whole PC. I could do that if it's really not understandable, because as I said, there's no voiceover in this game. I've just been trying to provide the voices and read it out for people who may not be tuning into the screen. So yeah, just let me know. But welcome in. Hope your stream went well. I hope that session went well. We actually just stumbled upon the new update, a new free episodic update. So we're getting to the new episode now. Coincidentally, it coincided with our playthrough where we're at. So we just arrived at the Greenway. And this is it. This is the new update. Was it supposed to be a one-shot? You know how they go, oh, guys, don't worry, it's just a one-shot. When is it ever just a one-shot? Oh, you were gifted Solasta. My brother had good things to say about that. I wonder how my brother's games are doing. Aw, thank you. Yeah, the follow-a-thon, I really do appreciate that. And some of your regulars have also found their way to the stream, so I do appreciate it. When is the actual anniversary actually? But you know, I've had a lot to think. I have a lot of time to think about it. Excuse me. Oh my god, I'm getting hiccups. I think it's getting gassy because of the stuff I'm drinking. But I've had a lot of time to think about where we're going. Exactly. Like it's been a year. It flew by. It flew by. Thank you for that redeem. I think it's the Peroka. It looks like piss, by the way. It looks like I'm drinking piss actually on stream. No, I'm not in survival mode right now. No, that's just the Peroka. One of those. What do you call it? Not an Alka-Seltzer. That's a brand of thing you. The tablet you dunk in water, and it dissolves. Well, too much information. If you do drink a lot of Baroka, your piss ends up coming out looking like Baroka. Okay, but it works. Yeah. This drink helped me get through a lot of tough shoots. You know, honestly, I'm not sure if it actually works or if it's just a placebo effect. I just remember our crew loaded up on Baroka. I forgot when it was, but I still have the remnants of it. Like my toiletry kit had tubes of Baroka stuffed into the corners. Effervescent tablets. Thank you so much, Royce Collin. Welcome to the stream. I'm sounding so stupid. But Alka-Seltzer, I think, was a brand back decades ago, right? Or am I getting it wrong? Effervescent tablets. Thank you so much. What are words? Welcome in, Royce. It's almost been a year, as I was saying. And where was I going with this conversation? It's I've had a lot of time to think about where this is going. But now the good thing is, I didn't even realize that a year had passed. This kind of became like a schedule for me, something to look forward to. I thought I'd get burned out or tired, but thanks to the people who did support it, come regularly, and well, simply supported the channel, especially through the subscriptions and the donations. I did not expect any of that, you know. So it's not just I do want to return the value for that. So I do appreciate the support that's been coming in. So that's why I'm still here. I thought I'd still be streaming. I'm still streaming to, you know, either an empty room or less than 10 viewers, but the fact that we got up to like 163 followers, I think, and people have come and gone. Like we would have hit like 200 plus, but then you know, the followers fluctuate and everything. But I guess it's not so bad after a year. And yeah, there have been regulars coming in, so it's helped motivate me to like, no, this is something I can keep going at. Hot tub streams or something probably in the far future, once I'm more confident in I don't know, my body or something. Or an ASMR stream, I don't know. Things I've never tried before. But anyway, I promised a lot of things on this stream. I started the, you know, even before starting streaming many years ago, I had this idea that the untapped potential of, you know, the tabletop RPG sphere in terms of being adapted into other forms of media, and we're seeing it now. I felt it most keenly when, you know, executives are starting to notice, especially with the boom of Critical Role and Dungeons and Dragons, that this field, the tabletop RPG sphere, has great potential in terms of being adapted for television, for films. So now we're getting another D&D film. Hopefully not. Okay, the first one was a guilty pleasure, but it was really bad. And it did harm, I think it did harm the brand, to the point that for the people who've never played Dungeons and Dragons before, you say, hey, have you heard about Dungeons and Dragons? You want to play it? And then they'll be like, you what? You mean that shitty movie? So it's a chance for them to redeem themselves now. D&D going back on the big screen. Let's see what they do. The trailer looked interesting. We'll see. What is Kolok? I'm not familiar. K. Anyway, so yeah, so I can feel the shift starting to happen. We're also getting a movie based on Alice is Missing. Alice is Missing is an independent, is a really small independent RPG with a very interesting premise in that it's a silent tabletop RPG meant to play through text, and you're trying to find the titular Alice. You're texting your friends. That's how you play the game. I've never tried it before, but I've heard fun stuff about that. But imagine that, and then now a movie's being adapted from it, and to a certain extent as well. Um, Tales from the Loop. Okay, to be fair, it's the art book from Simon Stalenhag, also called Tales from the Loop and Things from the Flood, and um, Electric State, the trilogy of Stalenhag art books. They started as art books, turned into a tabletop RPG, and Amazon, I think last year, they adapted Tales from the Loop, so that's another thing. And again, I keep going back to the one of the biggest examples I think of a tabletop RPG turned into other things is The Expanse. A lot of people don't realize that The Expanse started as a tabletop RPG session between a bunch of dudes who said, "Oh, let's turn it into a series of novels." So they turned it into a series of novels. Um, the Expanse novels, which then turned into a television series, which has now come full circle. There's now an official adaptation of the books in tabletop RPG format. So there are tons of other examples. There are so many interviews of comic book artists, writers, authors. In fact, I attended a few talks as well where novel authors would also turn to tabletop RPGs as a way to learn about their characters, really grow them organically. As in, they literally plop in their novel characters into a tabletop RPG session. So it's kind of like an exercise for them to really get into the headspace of their characters and what would this character do given these challenges. So it's helped them write their novels. So anyway, it's been a very rich source of material, and XX have started to notice, and in the local sphere we're also getting some amazing art and very talented writers also making their big breaks, and it's all just kind of growing all around me. So okay, let me just follow up here. Visual audio experience that aims for a film angle. Dice rolls are shown in the background as acting improv. I also remember there was like a stream called Dice Camera Action. I know Crit Roll's not the only show. There's some really big other big names like Acquisitions Incorporated, and as you mentioned, I think Coloc. So it's a thing, but it is admittedly a big ask and difficult to watch and follow. You try to have someone follow. You say, hey, you should get into Critical Role, and then you look at it's worse. I think it's more difficult to get in than One Piece, chat. At least, okay, wait, no. Okay, I correct myself. Sorry, One Piece is like thousands of episodes, sure, but Critical Role is the density of each episode. It's like 3 to 4 hours each episode, and you have like what 300 something now in total. So the fact that they've become an animated television show on Amazon, and that they've adapted the world into books and source material, it's giving us more opportunities to interact with their setting, their characters, without having to sit through 300 4-hour episodes. For me, just happy with the opportunities I got through streams, meeting new friends, getting games in. Yeah, and I do really admire how you have so much energy to keep running games and also keep streaming. Like even more like you have more you stream more than I do and at all these different hours, and you're still able to find energy for getting all those games and introducing people. For me, I have not found the energy, motivation, and confidence to run a game um since in years. The last game I ran was 2020. Like I ended it in 2020, which is a great game. I really did love that campaign, and it was that's when I felt like, maybe I can provide something worthwhile to people. And that was the whole story that of why this stream started in the first place. I should have saved this for like the anniversary stream, but whatever. This is natural. I just felt like talking about it. Mourning period and sentiments with 5e. I see. Yeah, and you also came here and supported the channel, and I was able to meet more people as well, and it's just been so grateful for that. That also it also motivated me to start trying to reach out, because networking is still a thing ever since. Um, about joining those raids, doing those raids, just hopping onto channels for people you find interesting and interacting with them. So for a time, I was like, I kept doing that. I was jumping from stream to stream and just getting immersed into this culture, because I was admittedly very unfamiliar with streaming culture. And then slowly but surely, I started to see more familiar names, especially from the local sphere. And it's great to see them starting to collaborate with each other. And it's again, and to circle back all the way to why I began talking about this, where do we go from here? A year later, what to do? Like, I could, this is, it's more about the pressure I'm putting upon myself. The fact of how I branded this channel and how I put my wishes out there for everyone to see. How I wanted to turn these experiences into inspiration and adapt them into other forms of media. I can't do that on my own. So the whole purpose was to find other people to collaborate on this, to find artists, to find fellow filmmakers, to find animators, and I'm willing to invest in those ventures. And most importantly, to find like a producer. It's always been a challenge because ideas are easy. Ideas are easy, but they mean nothing if, okay, that's a bit harsh, but in terms of trying to create content and put it out there, ideas have no value really unless it's really put down on paper and you do something about it. They just come and go. It's easy to think up of ideas. It's easy to dream. It's difficult to put that onto paper and put it into action. So again, I've just been seeing all these other people start to take off and start to collaborate with each other, and it's just that. It just makes you realize you really need to reach out. Because I've also been it's a long story. This comes up in therapy a lot. But I'm also kind of caught in between certain social circles which hate each other. So I've created this anxiety that's built around all that. Is a lot of it is my own making, but it's also validated every once in a while but what I hear from both circles independently of each other. It's not just two circles, it's a lot of circles. I just found myself in between because I guess people enjoyed playing with me or they enjoyed my company somehow, but it's always been if I get involved with so and so, I'm gonna get in trouble with some other people, or these people don't approach me anymore because they understand that if they do, it's gonna complicate matters for me. So, that's the nitty gritty of a lot of things, of some of the things that's been going behind the scenes. That is to say, it's as you could probably attest to this, even all the way in Davao, then mother, I'm pretty sure you also felt during your time in Manila. And rest in peace, Jasper. Like when Jasper was still around, those are great times. Everyone was like getting along together, and then, of course, things started to happen, and we still feel the ramifications of that today. Um, so I've been trying to reach out to other people who are not involved in those circles, but it's been a challenge for me as a person because even as a filmmaker, that is my biggest weakness. Some people are able to get out there, rub elbows with the right people and get to know them. Like I always admire those super producers, those power producers who can always get what you need for the shoot. A big shout out to Melay and Tuna. So one of the best producers I've ever worked with. I don't know how amazing producers work their magic. And you need this? I got it. Which is why then, mother, I've tried. Like that's another bit of it. I was thinking to try and capture that spirit of the producer I worked with and bring that into Miku for our Landas game. It's tough because that's so out of my wheelhouse. Because producing is a lot of it requires a lot of executive functioning, a lot of networking, a lot of saying the right words to the right people, and it's such a challenge for me as a player. Um, oh god, and I'm not even surprised. Even in the local AL group for um damn. Yeah. And like it's like that. Like I remember like Jasper was regular at our table. It really hit me hard. Like um when we lost Jasper, that's what really like this is real. This shit is real. This whole pandemic is taking people away. And it's not just Jasper, but also my some of my colleagues also lost a few acquaintances or people in the film circle because of COVID. Um, so it is tough, but yeah, it's we know better now. When 5E was at its peak, when AL was at its peak, it was all fun and games until you realize that it is a social experience which demands a lot of vulnerability from certain players, or people have different levels of vulnerability to the game, and they're different or different levels of investigation. Jasper was a regular at our table then, mother. That's why I was so I was so bummed when I got the news. But when he left for Davao, we lost touch. Um, the last D&D game I ran was D&D. The last D&D 5e game I ran was for Jasper when he was visiting Manila. And then we decided to have a reunion of the old table. It was Tomb of Annihilation. I ran a module for them. Um, yeah, so that's pretty sad. Yeah, so that's the last time I saw Jasper. Said goodbye. Went back to Davao, and then I kept up with what he was doing. About he just wanted to introduce D&D to more people. You know, he just fell in love with the hobby, and he just wanted to share that love with other people. And that was his goal. He's just like, I want to get more people in Davao to play. I want to introduce newbies into this hobby. And then, yeah, we lost that force. Where am I going with this? Yeah, I'm starting to get emotional as well. But yeah, I do miss Jasper. And I just really grateful that I had an opportunity to run my last D&D game, one of my last D&D games for him. I think we all had a great time. And that is, of course, still in the midst of all the drama. But in that moment, we were all just having fun, trying to survive, doing what we usually do as teammates. It goes all the way back. Jasper was, before I DM'd Team of Annihilation, he was one of the first, he was part of my first regular AL group. All the way back in 2014 or 2016, one of those years. We met in what's that hobby shop restaurant cafe in Makati. Fuck, it closed down recently. Anyway, we usually regularly meet there. And what's that? Anyway, yeah, Jasper is that random AL group, and then we ended up playing every single Tuesday. That is a regular Tuesday group, all the way to the end. Our first was Curse of Strahd, and then we went through all the different hardcovers together, all the way up to me running Tomb of Annihilation, and it is a ride. It was such a ride. Yeah. Yep, that's how I know Jasper. Yes, yes. That. Um, Lance was also my first ALDM. Before, before AL, I had a couple of sessions in homebrew. Right, started a homebrew, and then one of my friends and that homebrew kind of fell apart when 5e just started. And then I remember Lance with a C, Horgol. He's the one that invited me to. Hey, there's a game. No, wait. How does it go? I don't know how we ended up at Lance's table. We just did. And there was Jasper, there was Lance, there was me. And then we're like, oh, we're in this house. This what's that introductory module that a lot of people like using? The death house with a killer broom or something. Oh man. Ah, that's so long ago. Anyway, this is why it's been quite a challenge for me. Like, long story short, yes, Death House. There we go. With the two creepy kids, and then it is fun. It is super fun. We didn't know anything better, but as I was saying, over the years you start to realize, um, without the proper tools or without the proper management of the table, it can actually do a lot of damage to people, because people don't realize that a lot of people are so invested in it that it becomes a form of method acting where the bleed effect is real. If there's not enough aftercare support, some people scoffed at this before because like, it's just a game. But then, with the amount of emotional investment in this, we've already seen over the years how problematic it can be with the wrong mix of personalities at the table. You know, it always begins at the table, it always starts at session zero. So now we know a lot better. Years later, years down the road, we've gotten safety tools, we've gotten ways to try and process debriefing, stars and wishes. We've got a bunch of these other tools which help facilitate the growth of a table over a long period of time. Because, you know, a lot of people treat it just as a game, but also, for better or worse, a lot of people have subconsciously imbibed the tabletop RPG experience to help process their real life issues. So you can see how volatile that can get with the wrong people, especially for people at the table who are, whether they're conscious of it or not, projecting their current problems into the session in the hopes of trying to get a sense of control and to defeat that problem, oftentimes literally. And that can sometimes clash with people who are just there, or, you know, people who can easily disconnect, or these NPCs aren't real to me. I'm just gonna off that bitch or something like that. And what happens if that, you know, that clashes with that other player who had so much investment into that NPC, because this person saw this NPC as a manifestation of, perhaps, I don't know, a lost loved one that they were trying to say goodbye to. You know, it can get really challenging, and no amount of session zero preparation can prepare you for the problems that may arise at the end of the road. Hence the maintenance tools, hence the need for proper um emotional counseling. We're not professionals, chat, but there's a reason why professionals have started to look at the tabletop RPG sphere as a tool for therapy, or there's a term for it. It's not just unique to TRPGs. It's something that actors also do. But there are methods to help untangle you from the character, especially if you play as a, for example, if you're a really good person, a good actor, and then you're made to play a role of a really terrible human being, that can have actual, you know, ramifications on your life and personality. So there are really ways to try and help manage this. But I'm just going all over the place. But thank you. All of this is there's a reason why all of this is just comes out, because I feel stuck. than mother. It's that. I'll admit it now. I should have said this for the next year, but I feel stuck, honestly. It keeps coming up every once in a while because it's like I don't exactly know where I stand, which is why, looking at the bright side of things, I must really thank you for encouraging those raids and getting those people in here and inspiring me to just, meet new people. And I may not really know them well, or I may just be like a name that pops in once in a while on their streams, but it's just so freeing just being my authentic self with no strings attached and just being there, right? I know in an ideal, you can't please everyone. You're always going to piss off someone. You have to make a choice. But me as a person just finds it difficult when what frustrates me the most is that um people in general, or the people I'm friends with in general, they could they could agree on a lot of points, and on as people, the spirit of it, this was noticeable, for example, when we were all campaigning for Lenny, and how it rebuilt some of those bridges temporarily. And I think a lot of people realize that, you know what, our problems aren't exactly with each other, or it grew because of some other problem, but it's like directly these people, I don't know, in another life it could have been great, but that's not how it is, and we can't keep wishing on that. So it's just frustrating because so much got lost. Because, okay, yeah, initially it was really bad. There's that separation, that schism, but in that schism, the gossip wheel started to turn. Misunderstandings would get even worse because no one was talking to each other. And the last I heard from that news is someone tried to bridge the gap, but that went disastrously wrong somehow. And it's just difficult being on the periphery and the outskirts because I don't know the details, and I'm hearing different versions from different people. So I just really needed to get out of there. So that's why this whole stream has helped me as well. Just decompress, talk, and interact with these people who have nothing to do with these circles, or at least are far enough from the center of these circles that it's not a problem for them. But I'm always second guessing. Like, okay, this person, like, did this person harm this person in the past? It's always, background checks are good and all that, but a lot of the times it's just, I don't know, it's just problems created in my head. But yeah, that's but seeing all these people independently of each other start to do things and really get out there, and I'm super happy for them. I really am. I really, really am. But one thing I'm sure of, which is not a product of my own anxiety, is that I've already been told that some people keep their distance from me, or that they're wary about including me in their efforts because they know, or they feel that it got to a point where they had to redact my name from an event because they were worried about the flack I would get from other people if they found out that I was going to be GMing for their event. That event didn't push through, by the way. It didn't push through, but it got to that point. That's when it started to get really bad, then, mother, for me. That was years ago. and it still comes up in therapy, and it is honestly one of the biggest mental and emotional locks I still have. So I've been trying to process it with my therapist and how to get past that lock, because meeting new people is hard, and I do see that there are a lot of strengths in the connections that I can potentially have, not just as friends but also as creatives. But it's like, how far can I connect those, or how is it possible, or where do I really stand with these people? So yeah, that is just one of the biggest locks, and that's what I'm constantly trying to untangle. And the point is, I can't keep living in my head, because I've already constructed this reality over the years from the trauma of being caught in between. It feels like, but I didn't do anything. It always feels like that. It's like, but I'm not even involved in any of the groups, and then now I'm just like left to twist in the wind. Because one side's thinking that they want to protect me from the other side, and it just feels like I'm not being authentic to myself. But it's also like, I don't want to betray the trust of other people, because from their perspective, I don't know, like, maybe there are actual problems. So of course, the conclusion was, I have to talk to someone to clear the air and figure out where I actually stand. And that is the most terrifying part of everything, because that's reality. As a mature adult, you have to be able to ask those questions and really establish that, like, who am I to you, or what am I, or will I be free to do something? Like, I'm seeing amazing things happen on one side, and I want to share that, and then all they want to do is bring people back into the hobby. Always reminded me of Jasper. That is always his thrust. That's why Jasper's always at the Manila events, because he just wanted to introduce this hobby to people. And in the back end, shit was happening, and then Jasper's like, dude, just focus on the game. And these people who know nothing about what's going on behind the scenes, they want to experience this world, and I want to introduce this world to them. And that helped me get through that and just focus on the game, because people were doing their own things, but there were disagreements in the back. Anyway, I've created this whole scenario in my head. I need to untangle it. A lot of people say it's all in my head. I agree. It's worsened in my head. But it's so difficult for me, because a lot of the anxieties in my head are actually validated verbatim by things I hear from both sides. So when you see that, oh, it's all in my head, and the next day you hear a story that actually validates what you were thinking, or corroborates what you were thinking, that makes it even worse, and you spiral even further, because you're like, shit, I was right. It wasn't just all in my head. So yeah, that is, if we're playing AI Somnium Files, that's the mental lock right there, and that's what I'm trying to process right now. And yeah, it's gotten that bad, in the sense that it's a step in my therapy that I have to take to get past that feeling of being stuck. Anyway, thank you for listening to all that. Thank you, Space Pop. And see, admittedly, Space Pop, this is why I'm so good with you, bro. It's like, you guys have nothing to do with what's going on with the circles that I'm in right now. So that's why it just feels so great when there are no strings attached and no complications, no eggshells around, that I could just talk to you about making a film or something, or making the next project that we might get into. Of course, I know we have problems finding producers, finding people to work with, Space Pulp, but at least it's divorced from whatever sphere is going on here. And it just really weighs down on me a lot, because I really want to do something with the plushie Mumshi. Guys, I'm not sure if you're still an active streamer, Nixie. Yes, exactly. I will never forget the plushie Mamshi. Welcome in. I'm not sure if are you an active streamer? Thank you for the 300 bits. Are you active on Twitch, Nixie? Yes, there we go. Oh, let me see if this works. Let me know if the audio is also weird, because oh my god, my CloudBot commands are failing. Anyway, Plushie Mamshi, um, a good friend, someone I've been working with for years now, and 2012, 2013, man. Holy crap. Almost a decade since I've known you guys. Anyway, I was getting into a lot of things about where I was going and where we're taking the channel. And the last thing I'll say about it, for those people who are here, is just that um, that's why it's just been I've been stuck, and that's why I'm starting to get anxious. Coming up with my 1 year anniversary for the stream, because I still feel stuck, and I really wanted to do something with this, with my game master stuff. Some people, honest, it's hard for me to believe. Some people say that you should give it a shot. You should try and get back into the game master seat because people enjoy your games, or people enjoy the way you run games. And I just have to start that. So really the big steps I have to take is to untangle that knot that's been years that for years has been tightening around me in terms of where I stand in the community and who I am as a person. And the second step is to just simply get a game out there. So yeah, I do miss that. All my board games are like collecting dust, Nixie. Like, I stopped collecting board games since the pandemic hit, and then I just realized how empty or how quiet it was. That also hit me hard in the beginning of the pandemic, because I remember like every other week people would be coming over, we'd be playing board games. I'd be their supplier of cardboard crack and getting people into not just tabletop RPGs but the hobby. And then, mother, the most recent thought I had, by the way, is have you seen have people here seen the trailer to Andor? Okay, um, the Star Wars Rogue One is still one of my favorite Star Wars films. I'm not gonna lie, right? I loved Rogue One, I loved Solo, but from the creators of Rogue One, you can see it in just the trailer of Andor. I'm so hyped for it that it has inspired me, then, mother, to you know, it doesn't have to be streamed, it doesn't have to be recorded, but I do feel an itch to run Age of Rebellion. It's a system I'm familiar with. The starter kit, I've run it a billion times for different people to introduce them to Star Wars role playing. But Andor's releasing next month, and I was thinking, what if I just run, an Age of Rebellion session to hype ourselves up for Star Wars Andor. I remember I also ran it for Nixie and Space Pop many years ago. It's super amazing. And yeah, Royce, my board game collection, however, is so sorely out of date. And I will say, though, that it's great to see physical events coming back in. Recently, Gaming Library has been going full force. I'm not sure if you've been seeing their ads, but check them out. Gaming Library is also if I supplied people with cardboard crack, they supplied me with a cardboard crack to supply other people. They're the ones bringing in all the games. Gaming Library also has been, with their stream and with their physical events, they've really been pushing it. And they've been having event after event. And it's great to see people getting into the hobby. So it's like I haven't held a board game in years. Again, it's super outdated, but the Gaming Library events are there, and it's great that even through the pandemic, board games have still been growing, and there's so many new board games still coming out. That's like, wow, it's still alive and well. And my cats miss you too. Ever since then, though, I did lose. When you put it out of take it out of context, Royce. That wasn't the issue. The issue was what hit us after the fact, Royce. I hope you're well. I hope like for me, my symptoms I was able to recover from COVID like 2 weeks later, but oh man, yeah, it's just bringing me back. We're not even okay. I guess it's kind of my anniversary month, so whatever. I'm just chatting and having regulars here. I mean, new people and regulars on the chat. Uh, no, it is just a wedding. Some people needed to get home. We brought them home. Simple as that. So I'll always be proud of the fact that in our high school years, we ended up being the barkada. We ended up being the group of friends that parents would trust their daughters with. That's kind of okay. Fine, that's kind of bragging, but that was our reputation in like over in high school. Even until now, I think that still kind of applies. So it's like you need this person to get home safely. I might trust you with that. And yeah, the air freshener is still going strong. It's still there. A lot has changed in the 10 years. I lost a cat. I lost Maple. But that's why I played Stray and I was crying with Stray. Because the cat looked like Maple. So that is a spiritual journey for me. If you haven't played Stray, I recommend Stray. If you love cats, you love Stray. But yeah, the other two cats are still alive and sleeping. But they're like 10 years old now. It's freaking crazy. It's like they're still babies to me. But then it's like when I think about it, like Kitty, you're 10 years old. You're old. I love Stray. But yeah, again, the cases are coming back though. It's such a complicated thing. Like 0/10, I would not recommend getting COVID again. But it's the risk you gotta take. But I'm slowly opening up. There are so many. We just had Conquest. I think Conquest went really well. It is a convention that built a lot of bridges, I think, between streamers, K-pop enthusiasts, gamers, board gamers, and tabletop RPG gamers. Like there was that meme of that meme of the Knights of the Round putting their swords onto the table. There's that meme for Conquest, and then it is all these, and I've dabbled in all of those circles, so I kind of know like acquaintances from each circle, and to see them all converge into one event was quite a big thing. And I really wanted to get the Conquest, but exactly, Plushy Bums. Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but wala. That's. I do appreciate that, Space Pop, but I would not trust myself with the third born child. But I have been getting practice. I have been getting practice with the nieces, but we dodged a bullet there. Nixie, Space Pop. We dodged a bullet there. I had COVID, so I couldn't go. Imagine if I went pa, and then I got COVID a day after I recovered. It's fucking insane. But I hope they're well. I hope no one was like hospitalized or anything. It was still an amazing event from what I've been seeing, but that's the risk people have to take. It's still a lot of people will still say it's super irresponsible to have these public conventions. But are we? When will that happen? It's almost been 3 years, chat. 3 years since the freaking pandemic started, and it's easy to say that we should just live with it, but I don't know. I really don't know. I thought I'd be able to just handle, being a shut-in for years and trying to find a way to make ends meet, only going out when it's absolutely necessary. But I must say, I also just being out for leisure or with family has also really helped with my mental health. as a person. So you can't neglect those things, and you just have to be careful. I already got my second booster. Don't forget to get your boosters. And my symptoms, thankfully, were mild. Anyway, thank you for listening to all that, everyone. That's just, I guess this has become kind of a just chatting kind of thing. But yeah, in summary, I do want to run that game because I haven't run a game in almost 3 years. In more than 2 years. So run a game, find out where I stand, and just keep streaming. This has helped out as a part-time thing. Really, I will. A year into the streaming thing, I don't regret it. you know, of course, um, a lot of other people, it can't help but compare yourselves to other people who've started around the same time as you. And I'm really happy that they're so much bigger now. But, you know, based on everything that I've just done on my own, just something to keep me accountable, keep me. Okay, honestly, this started because I needed a routine. I needed something to ground me because I was just losing all sense of time and space, being cooped up during the pandemic. So the stream really began because I really needed an outlet for something, for this, for everything. So now it's become like second nature to me. I remember a year ago, still stuttering and still really worried about putting myself on camera, setting up this mic, worrying about how I sound to people or if I'm actually worth listening to or worth watching. And of course, I have a lot of real life friends coming in, and I do love you guys for all the support you've been giving me. But there's also something to be said about that, about random strangers coming in and telling you that they had fun, or a total random stranger giving a tip, or even subscribing, or coming back regularly. It's like I don't even know these people, but that's why it bums me out when I have to go on vacation or if I'm sick. Like last time, I couldn't stream for 2 weeks and I'd always be thinking about those people. I'd always be thinking about, thank you for the subscription, Dixie. Thank you for that. You have access now to the cat emotes. Yeah, I do have my booster. Um, but there's reason why I'm drinking Baroka. I'm still not in the clear yet because it's something else. I caught the flu from somewhere, and it's developing. So I'm trying to prevent that right now. I'm still not 100%, but yeah, it's eventually I'll find the motivation, and I'm gonna have to charge my social battery and get back out there because I did promise a lot on this channel. I did promise a lot to myself. I just need to take the steps necessary to do that. So what really helped was the stream, finally getting into therapy, and now I feel like, I need to reconnect with the hobbies I used to love and figure out, do I still really want to do this? Is it just a fear of not performing well as a game master, as a creative, or is it really something that I just don't want to do anymore? So yeah, I'm having that midlife quarter life crisis in a sense. Uh but yeah, it's just so weird. But yeah, whenever I see you guys, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Um Once I'm better, once everything's good. Again, thank you for the subscription. And for anyone who may be lurking or the people who may be watching this bot in the future, especially to those strangers who I don't even know in real life, the fact that you've decided to spend your time on this channel and even subscribed or even just followed means a lot. Because in the beginning, I thought I would be, or that this would be an entire waste of my time. Because I didn't think I had it in me to actually attract anyone or an audience. So this has really helped me develop, as a person, and it's also helped motivate me because no matter, like, it's true, I need external accountability. It's to help combat my ADD because If I'm held to my own devices, I'm not gonna get anywhere. But since I'm held accountable now to a schedule, to the few subscribers and loyal subscribers that I have here, and to the followers that I have here, even if I really feel shitty on a certain day, or I really don't feel like streaming, it's like, no, I have to do this for them. I do it, and then I don't regret it because that was what I needed to help me get out of that funk. Motivation comes after doing the thing. I'm sounding like my therapist now. But even before therapy, it's something that's always been told to us, but something we often overlook is that you do not wait for motivation to do the thing. You do the thing and then you get the motivation. It's so hard to follow my own advice. That's something that's been told to us since film school, for fuck's sake. It's so cheesy when they say, just do it. But that's the thing. It's like, no matter how many talks you go to about being successful as a creative or being successful as an entrepreneur or whatever, as a streamer, I did watch a bunch of videos, right? Before streaming, I'm like, I need to study on this. So I actually tried to study like before setting up this channel. And the consistent thing is always that. It's like, you gotta be consistent. You gotta get that schedule. And you gotta do it. And you'll get your motivation after. So, yeah. And you also have to figure out, why are you doing this? So, silver lining is that the branding is still valid for this channel. The long-term goals I have for this channel are still in effect. It's just a year on. Thank you so much for that. I've gotten that as well. Some people think it's pretty chill. Some people, I think someone actually said that they tune in to help them sleep. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but if it's relaxing vibes and energies, it's totally fine. I think even back when we were in film school, people would comment on that. Even total strangers. I remember one shoot, and then the AD, I forgot her name, but it is during my time working with. I'm forgetting names now. It's been that long. Ah, man. Anyway, it is a freelance collective. Worked with them a bunch of times. It's not Light Switch. It's the company under Light Switch. But they were basically an artist representation agency. Anyway, I used to work with them a bunch, and I remember just randomly the AD was like, your energy's so calming. I'm like, huh? That came out of the blue. Because I think people were stressed during the shoot. But yeah, substance. But I think, Mumshi and Space Pop can attest to the fact that it's not, when it gets bad, it gets really bad. I remember Bituka Manok, when I vanished because I broke down. That is a different side of me. But honestly, that really helped me grow as a person. Jesus Christ. Bituka Manok was a ride. Oh my god, it is all our first time. It is all our first time. Can't be too hard on ourselves, but it's like AD is the most anxiety and stress inducing job for me. And yet it's a job that keeps being given to me. Because when they make me an assistant director, as someone with ADD and poor executive functioning, and has a really stressful time being on task, setting a schedule, being on time. It's like these are all the qualities you don't want in an AD. And yet, I kept becoming an AD. So it's like, this is so out of my zone. Like, I have to put a schedule. I have to make sure that everyone is on this schedule. It's like, I have a hard time doing that in my daily life. So that is a huge challenge, but I do not regret it. But I will apologize again for screaming at everyone to get in line and get that shot, because it is desperate times. We literally, we were there was always the danger of not being able to finish. It is that bad, which is why I broke down at that point. Oh, really? That is just me being chill? Thank you. That is. I remember see Kate and some of the others as well. It's like they were shocked when I got into AD mode because they thought I was chill and then I wasn't. So anyway, that's how it was. Good times, good times. Yeah, I don't remember that. I you know what I loved about oh man, I do miss them too. It is a great experience for all of us. We were all kind of new. We were all there's before Terry also got huge, and Gucci as well before they got really huge. It felt and before Kate also got really huge. So this is before her big break in Respeto. So it is great just having it felt like those moments. It became one of those things that small independent film that this big actor, you know, one of the things they did in their past, it becomes part of that history. So that is super cool for like with the ensemble cast, and each and every one of them is now doing their own thing. Missy, Gucci, Terry, Kate, uh, they've all gone to grow into their own kind of celebrity. And then I don't know, us as people, we were just like flailing around as amateur filmmakers, and there we are. I will tell you, like, Den Mother right now is running an RPG um titled Landas. Den Mother's from Davao, but she's running a game. We're right now in Manila. It's urban fantasy, and basically we're mages and stuff. I used our Bitukang Manok experience as fuel for my character. I made my character into a producer, a filmmaker producer, and I've been using that. And I'd always use Bitukang Manok as uh people always find the story fascinating because it felt like a supernatural experience, diba? Like we had people calling out our names and we wouldn't even know who that was. We would hear a little girl singing, or our sound guy would hear a little girl singing somewhere and no one else would hear it. um Actors would get freaked out because people would knock at the door and then no one would be there. Nico, Araneta, the guy who was so skeptical about, he'd be the last one to cave in, but everyone was saying, "Oh, tabi-tabi po," or offering eggs and shit. And when Quincy broke that tree to be used as a cookie, for the light, that blood red tree, and then we started to get rained out. Before rolling, it would rain, and then when we'd stop, the rain would stop, and when we'd set up the shot again, the rain would come back, and then all of these these strange occurrences. And then it came to a point that I think I've already told you this before, but there was a time where Nico um shoot, he came up to me and I felt chills, and like he pointed up at the cookie that Quincy made, and then we both felt a chill in our spines and said, and he was saying, "I think I gotta return that, bro. I think we made a mistake." Dude, I think he was. He was. And then I'm like, I was so surprised, like, huh, coming from you? Okay. So what he did was he got that cookie down, he returned to the tree, and he apologized profusely to the tree and the spirits. And then the rain stopped, and we were able to finish the shot. A coincidence, things like that. It's just so freaky. It is so ripe for, you could make a story out of that experience. So once in a while, to pay tribute to Bitukang Manok and what you went through, I'd bring it forward into other things. So most recently, it would be this, the game I'm playing as a producer, and she went through a cursed shoot, and there in my story there were like supernatural events that happened because of her unrestrained powers. So that was her origin story, and which is why her reputation was as a cursed producer, because of that. The producer of that film, in that film, the thing that was filmed in Quezon Province was a cursed shoot, so no one wanted to work with her anymore. So that was like my backstory. Um, and then even before that, it inspired one of my friends to write a Call of Cthulhu module, so Lovecraftian kind of thing, because and you play as filmmakers, like pre-generated characters. You play as filmmakers at Bitukang Manok, and then Cthulhu shit happens. So yeah, it it proved that we went through our own RPG module. We went through our own adventure. And I'm not crazy, and we have people here in chat that have their own stories to tell about all the freaky shit that happened, like about the guy who ate rotten fruit, the black candle, the crazy lady on the road. I will still remember, we were driving up like past midnight, and then the lights flashed on a foreigner in a suit. Okay, a foreigner with a suit walking alongside either the crazy hobo or the crazy lady. I'm not sure. But it's like, why the fuck was there a foreigner in formal wear at like 3 fucking a.m.? And it just went by. Like our headlights just, we were going up. Yeah, I think we were driving up together. It's like, I think, and we never saw that person with the suit. It's like, why would it? And then I remember also waiting, and then locals were telling us about, I don't know if it is a dream or not. It's all a blur, honestly. But there was a jeepney also that would pick up a bride and groom. Parang, I think that is the story was they died in that area, like before their wedding or something. So once in a while, a jeepney would pass to pick up the ghosts of like the bride and groom. And I just remember, it is all. I also remember I was sitting with the locals, and then I just remember that a jeepney actually coming by, and I saw them pick up a couple of passengers, and I was just, either my mind redacted that, or I didn't understand what was going on. Basta, it was just like, oh my god. Yes, the roads were closed, right? Yeah, I think that is a night we closed the roads, and parang, why the fuck is there a jeepney? And then this happened right after the locals were telling me about a jeepney would pass by to pick up the dead bride and groom. So it was like, was that jeepney real? And yeah, we have a meme now. I see a meme coming around. It's like this is every day in Antipolo or something. I think like Antipolo's where you want to go as well for a lot of weird shit to happen. But I'll forever remember that it is our first feature film, and it pushed me to my limits as a human being. It also got me to drink coffee for the first time as of a necessity. Coffee and energy drinks, which is why I drink coffee to this day. I drink coffee to this day because it's still as a necessity if I need that boost. Before, I never used to drink coffee. But because of Bitukang Manok, I had to. It's like coffee, energy drink every fucking hour. And I had never broke down like uncontrollably like that before. Like, it is during that scene when they were having that lechon and we were eating it, and then I got news that we were so behind schedule that we wouldn't finish it we didn't get that shot. So uh and I remember that's when I unfortunately that's when I lost it, and then I think I got shouted at the cast because I got so frustrated because they seemed to be having parang they were just playing around and it was costing us time and we needed the shot. It is my mistake. I lost control there. But I think that's when they got scared of me at that point. Um but it's like I've never been pushed to that limit before in my life. Like I couldn't control myself. I just kept crying and crying. I had to run to like some I had to run behind like the set, and then it just all kept coming out. And despite all that, that really solidified whether we wanted to continue doing it or not, or if you wanted to quit. Like this isn't for me. Sure, down the road, some of us have already moved on to other things. It's been a decade, but for me, it's actually what that helped me keep going for the next few years. Parang despite all that, I'd still do it again. I don't know. I don't know. I have to check my hard drives. All my hard drives are failing then. It's like shit. Oh shit, they still remembered you? That's so cool. Whatever happened to the rights of that film? Did it revert back? No, it still belongs to them, right? So we can't like that was the problem when we signed up for that, right? My god. They were flagging nga Tagalog. But I understand why they're flagging NGA. For people who may be looking at this and that is not what you think it is. That is Tagalog. Okay. Yeah, it's still Cinemalaya. We kind of, I mean, we were new. We didn't really know better, and that's their policy. Compared naman to other film festivals who, after a few years, it reverts back to you. But yeah, last I heard, it doesn't belong to us anymore. Okay, it reverted to Alec already. Okay, sure, that's cool. So at least he could do stuff with it. I hope Alex is doing well. Last I heard, he's like studying now somewhere. Back in school. Wow. I wonder what he's studying. I haven't talked to him in years. But yeah, that is good. Oh shit, being a writer. Graphic design. Well, trying new things. Yeah, I don't remember. Like, I don't even remember the last project we worked on. It's been so long. Or both. Probably never give that up. But holy crap! I remember this feels like a lifetime ago, but like every single day would be out. I don't know how we kept that up. We were on such a high, doing all those different projects. Like every week we'd be out somewhere. Oh god, a decade later, it's like I'm just gonna stay in. But it is great to have you here. Great that you were able to find your way here, Nixie. And thank you again for the subscription. Yeah, diba? BGC, because we wouldn't go all the way to the south. So compromise. Let's meet in Makati or BGC. The Starbucks at the crossroads, that table. I wonder if that. No, I'm pretty sure the Starbucks is still there. I'm pretty sure the table's still there. Yeah. Um. So that said, again, we do have all these ideas we want to put into practice, but we can't do it alone. And circling back to the stream, Tabletop Cinema, eventually we'll bridge those gaps, make those connections. I'll get back into the either directorial or game master seat, push past those fears, and perhaps by next year we'll have more to show. So it's just a lot, and I had a lot in my mind because it's been a year. This is the anniversary month, and I really do love these games that I've been streaming. I have every game that I've streamed so far has been a great experience for me. But of course, this isn't the only thing I want to do. So perhaps people still enjoy watching me stream these games, but I also want to be able to provide something that, well, the tabletop cinema could, that's on brand. That's not just streaming games. But yeah, thank you for going down memory lane with me. Recovery food. Oh God. And the reason why we all also gained so much weight is because we were just watching films and ordering McDonald's. Those were like the sloppiest times in casa. Fuck. Like movie night, order McDo, secret menu. That was wild. My friends were shocked when I got back from Cebu. It's like, what happened to you? It's like, I watched movies. I watched movies and ate McDonald's. Thankfully, I'm not as bad. Yeah, I'm not as heavy. That is my heaviest. Like that is my most unhealthy. That is my most unhealthy state. Like I was just like, I was loaded up on McDonald's, but I've since recovered from that. The Cabo Rice Bowl at Tiki. Our school shut down. I'm not even surprised. Is Bigfoot even still alive? I know IFT's gone. But that is on its last legs. We caught it, and a few years later, poof, it's gone. But we already solved the problems with the admin, and yeah, it could. How do I put this? Look, I know I'm here right now, and I know you guys now. We are here right now because of IAFT. So I'm never gonna regret that experience. It's great times there. We all met there, and that was a jump start for all of us. But as a school, as a place of learning, I think we can all agree that, well, there's a reason why it shut down. But provided us with really great experience. But we made those experiences. Um, we were just basically paying for a venue to do stuff in and meet people from around the world, which was fun. Yeah, that's what I heard as well. We're the thing is, my batch, we were the batch after you, right? And I think we're two or three batches after Space Pulp. Yeah, then it started to go downhill. My batch, we were the ones hit the hardest because there's a time of transitions, changes, and bad decisions. that's that's how it happened. Like we were the transitionary batch that everything was like cut off, messed up, conflicted, and it was just up to us to just try and salvage what we could and make it work out. Oh, yeah, sorry. Like I just remembered now. Amar Varma, wherever he is right now, wherever you are right now, the second assistant director of Bitukang Manok. Honestly, I would have gone insane if he weren't there. You think I'm calming? He was the one calming. He was the calming influence of the entire shoot. I shit you not. Like I was first AD. I felt like I was going crazy, but he was my second AD. He was my partner during that time, and then Amar is just. It is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. It's so great. Uh, hope I got that head shake correct. But yeah, Amar. I'll never forget Amar. Is he still working in film in India? Oh man, I'm not reconnected with Adi. Hope it's nothing personal. Like I hope they don't think it's anything personal. I think I think Addy tried to reach out to me as well some time ago. Hell, fuck. Shake also tried to reach out some time ago. I'm not sure if you've got in touch with Shake lately, but I hear um he's been going through stuff. I have not responded. It's a bad thing. Addy is still in Bollywood. Awesome. So he really went for it. That is so good. Wait, Adi has a daughter now? And he's in Bollywood? That's so freaking amazing. I wonder if we'll see him on the credits. Like the last Indian film I watched was RRR, which is amazing by the way. RRR on Netflix. Triple R. Wonder if he got to get involved in that. It's a huge under it is a huge group. Yeah. I do wonder where everyone ended up. I hope they're all happy. I hope you're all doing good wherever you are in life right now. We make do with what we have. Yeah, great times. Adi, Amar. Yeah, basically the Indians of IFT and even the Koreans of IFT. I don't know. It's either Yusuf. Shoot. All these names just coming back. It's great to hear that you're still in touch with all of them though. Like I've just been off the grid. I've just been here streaming and all that. Hope they're doing well. And oh, I forgot randomly. I bumped into Cassie at like a ramen place. Oh, I also forgot to follow up. I don't know if she's on Facebook or I don't have no idea how to get in touch with her, but I just saw Cassie a few weeks ago. I'm not even surprised. Cassie's famous on TikTok. I am not surprised. Wow. So I said hello to a holy crap. I was basically talking to a TikTok celebrity and it's like, oh yeah, Cassie, the producer from film school. I did not know that. Shit. Well, maybe I should make a TikTok and get in touch with Cassie. But yeah, still seem the same for all these years, even though it's been almost a decade. Yeah, that is just a few weeks ago. Yeah, a few months ago. Super recent. Yeah, that's the last. That was my last contact with someone from IFT. But I was with my family, so we couldn't really catch up. And COVID's weird, so yeah, I think I was with my niece then. It's amazing that we could still recognize each other even with the masks on. But yeah, that is good. It also reminded me of everything else. Glad to hear only 1 million followers on TikTok. It's like now I'm like, damn, she was just Cassie to me. Uh, in fact, it's like Cassie's still a kid for me. We were there when they were like growing up, right? We were there when that generation's like figuring themselves out, and we felt like we were the adults. But yeah, Cassie, even like meeting her just a few months ago, it's like still little sister vibes. Well, that was a lot, but I really did appreciate um all the support people have been showing me. I think I got a bit vented and ranted a lot, but I think I do feel much better. Just it is the anniversary month, so that's great. That's great. Everything's good. All right, where were we? So before we went into that whole thing about where tabletop cinema is, where I am as a person, where we're going to the future, we were playing a little game called Citizen Sleeper, and we actually didn't we just started the game. We didn't actually get to go through it because it went into that whole thing about it into a just chatting session. But I really do appreciate uh coming in, showing their support, and great to see old faces here again. Even if it's just online, you know, we will see each other soon. I guarantee that. Once, no, we will. Not if, we will. I love you guys. But we're gonna get back to this, and we still have some time on the stream, but that felt pretty good. It also makes me think about what I'm gonna be doing for the actual anniversary. I think August 16 was my first stream. I'll have to double check. So 2 weeks from now, 2 weeks from now, I think was my very first. 2 weeks from now will be 1 year after my first stream. So we're gonna have to figure out what I want to do for the anniversary. I don't, not thinking of anything big. I might just try to do something else. And I was thinking of maybe trying out the official solo RPG rules for the One Ring, because we have some pretty big things coming out this year. One is Lord of the Rings: Rings of Power. So I wanna jump in on the hype train for Lord of the Rings by getting started on the One Ring RPG, but it is a huge challenge to tackle that because Lord of the Rings, Tolkien's works, it's something that I do want to do justice to. Of course, I'm never really hoping to reach the same heights, but I feel like it deserves that. Lord of the Rings is the one that put me on track to be here in the first place. It's a trilogy. I got introduced to it through the movie trilogy. Eventually, I read the books, and that changed my life. And I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for Lord of the Rings. So it's a huge thing as well. A lot of pressure if I ever get into running the One Ring RPG. But big thanks to Corin Trickfoot, who's been our game master for the One Ring. That was fun. Hello, how's it going? Big A is the good one. Still wondering if Big A is the Big Apple, or if A stands for something else. But how's it going, Big A? This is Sleepy Citizen. Hopefully this will keep you, well, it's very relaxing in a way. The text itself may not be relaxing. The story may be stressful about surviving the ruins of interplanetary capitalism. But with the soundtrack, the simple gameplay, the dice placement, come in and relax. Enjoy a story or two. But yeah, anyway, I was talking about Lord of the Rings. There are solo rules out. I'm thinking about maybe playing a ranger, see how that goes. It's also gonna be an exercise for me in terms of writing. Maybe have input from chat, just come up with a character, and I've never played a solo RPG like that before, so I might try that out. Anyway, so big things are coming out. Lord of the Rings and Andor, two franchises that are near and dear to my heart. That is Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. So gearing up for next month, I wanted to I may want to get into that. So the One Ring for Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, and Star Wars Age of Rebellion for Star Wars Andor. I already missed out on Obi-Wan and the windows for Obi-Wan and Book of Boba Fett. But hey, I think it'll help me. I love the system of Fantasy Flight games, Star Wars. Excuse me. Oh my god. This drink. Genesis, the narrative dice system. Now I think it's Edge. I don't think it's Fantasy Flight games anymore. Yeah, the books belong to Edge now. I think they're reprinting the Star Wars books, so that's cool. Not under FFG anymore, but with Edge. So yeah, the Edge book, Edge Star Wars. Love the narrative dice system. Still one of my favorite systems. I hope to get back into that. Okay, that is good to hear, Big A. Because it could also be the Big D, which isn't exactly awesome, but it's something you also have to live with. Aaron, did I pronounce that correctly? I don't know if you got that reference, but the roll call. Actually, it's still one of my favorite Key and Peele, Key and Peele skits. I always remember. Apologies in advance to all the Aarons out there. It was like, hey, Aaron. What? Say your name properly, Aaron. Hey, Aaron. Anyway, okay, Aaron or Big A. Let's call you Big A if you don't mind. But yeah, body clocks. Yeah, that's something you gotta respect. My body clock's also been crazy. What has helped was taking sleeping pills. Not sure if that would help for you, but I don't know if it has improved the quality of my sleep. Like I had the hardest times falling asleep, and similar to what you were saying, it's like even if I had a full night's sleep, I'd still feel sleepy as hell. Like I can't help but I need to nap. It's like I can't stay fully energized for like 4 hours. It feels like, it felt like I felt like an old mobile device with a failing battery. It's a strange analogy, but I think you can understand that. You thought you'd have 100% battery capacity, but then in an hour you're down to like 15%. Like, rest in peace, my old phone that happened to it. Within an hour to just shut off. Felt like that. But and it is tied to the body clock. It was really bad. So hopefully you get that sorted out. I'm not sure if sleeping pills will help. They have for me. And even if I don't get like a full 10 hours, I could still pretty much carry on without coffee. That is an important one. It felt like I needed coffee to function. But with the quality of the sleep I've been getting lately, also thanks in part to the stream and how it's making me, giving me a boost in confidence as a person, as a creator. A lot of other factors have helped bring that up. Aaron. 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 Yeah, that. Aaron. I think I did say that properly at some point. Hey, Aaron. Or Aaron. But I heard, well, yeah. In my, I've heard and hearing the name in real life here, it's Aaron. That's what I've been hearing. But I know Aaron. Rexira, how's it going? Another late night person. It must be like 5 a.m. or something over there. Thank you for that posture check. It's also a good reminder that the microphone is too low, because if it's too low, then I'm like leaning in just to get it. Thank you for that. Need to adjust the microphone tension. But yeah, welcome in. We're here with Big A. We're here with Citizen Sleeper. Hopefully this is also good for Big A to get you relaxed, to help fix that body clock. Y'all gotta fix your body clocks. I mean, I wouldn't see you here if your body clocks were fixed, but I do also worry about the sleep people are getting. Sleep's important. I mean, it would be great if we didn't need sleep, but we do. So this is Citizen Sleeper. We're getting back into it. We just started, actually. I spent the first hour just basically talking about the channel and where we're going from here, because it's our anniversary month. Not the actual anniversary. I don't have anything big planned. I'm just figuring out where the channel should go from here. So to hold myself accountable, I'm going to be trying different things and all that. I've never heard that before. Sleep is for the weak, and I'm weak. Yeah, give in to that. Get that nap in. You're not you when you're sleepy. I swear. When my body clock was super messed up a few months ago, I was just the most irritable gremlin in the world. Like, if I don't get my sleep, I don't get my day. That's how bad it was. But it's better now. Much better now. But good morning to you, or good evening, or afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. This is just going to be a lot of reading. That's a lot of. There are no voiceovers in this game, but it was just up. It was just updated with a new episode. So we're lucky because we just got to this point in the game where the update activates. So this is part of the Flux episode. We just bumped into this person. We don't know her name as a character, but Esh is a stubborn ex-XPR spacer. We don't know what XPR is yet. In summary, right now, we are a sleeper, a digitized consciousness in a robot, in an android frame, who's escaped from the big bad corporation who were holding us as slaves. We just escaped from them, and we are trying to make a living. However, currently in the story, we are proprietary technology of SNARP, the big corpo, the big bad corpo. SNARP contracted a mercenary to hunt us down and bring back the proprietary technology. So that's where we are right now, and we're trying to avoid this hunter by making new friends, making alliances, and just trying to survive. So now we've bumped into Esh on. This is our first job as a mercenary. We got to know another mercenary who gave us an opportunity to make some credits, because we need some credits to pay off the bounty hunter, to delay him before we get the tracker in our body out. See how complicated it and how things get it up. That's why there's so many drives, chat. But it's starting to all come together. Okay. In summary, we're trying to survive, get the bounty hunter off our case, get the tracker disabled so the corporation can't find us. But we bumped into Esh. So we're not sure what's going on here, but Esh hardens. Oh wait, what is this before? Igloo's too cold to sleep right now. Well, grab a nice comforter, huddle up with some hot cocoa. Oh, that feels really comforting. But don't freeze to death, please. Maybe take a shot of vodka. That actually does help, I will say. I remember freezing my ass off when we were abroad, and a friend gave me a shot of vodka, and I'm like, you know what? I don't feel cold anymore. It works. So before this, Peak raises their eyebrows at you. Esh, please. Do you want everyone in the station to hate us? Esh hardens. They want to hate us, they can hate us. She drops her hip. What does it mean when you drop your hip? Do you like... What's dropping your hip? I'm not exactly seeing much love as it is. We're lucky we got through before they set up that damn cordon. Cordon? Peak gestures in your direction. See, they don't even know what you were talking about. This station isn't Hawthorne. Not everyone has to follow some corporate protocol. Esh sighs. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm not saying they're part of the administration. She jerks her head in your direction. But I am saying we need to get these supplies to the Briar before someone starts asking questions. So you're like, can I help? I need credits. I'm assuming the Briar's a ship. Can I help? Peak smiles slyly. See, Esh? Help. Isn't that exactly what we need right now? Peak. Esh rolls her eyes. Peak ignores her. We are with the refugees. The ones Havenage have cordoned off from entering the station. Esh interrupts. The ones that are being quarantined in makeshift vessels that barely made it to the eye to begin with. The ones that your station administrators have called an existential risk and are running out of supplies while their right to safety is being debated by people with no stake in their future. She quickly looks away, annoyed at her own outburst. Peak sighs. She's right. People are trapped out there, and they turn to Esh. We understand that this is a big problem for the Eye. Hundreds of refugees and more ships turning up each cycle. They hold up a hand to stop Esh interrupting. But Esh turns away, her burning anger a palpable force in the close quarters of the corridor. So for those, this is kind of like what a game master does. And this is just so well written. Just explaining the scene, painting the scene, bringing the NPCs to life, and having your players interact with them. They need supplies, and after everything they've been through, the quarantine isn't helping. Peak finishes. Oh, that is Peak, sorry. That's terrible. Ash looks back at you, her fierceness fading. Peak, please. Ash gathers herself and the supplies. Ash, we need help. Just like the refugees needed us, we need others too. They smile at her. Peak turns to you. Come find us. The climbing briar is docked at the broken spoke, past the greenway in the wastes. We have a good view of the cordon, though we are keeping our distance for now. Come help us. They squeeze your hand. Whoa. Ash turns to leave and Peak follows, waving goodbye. A moment later, Ash shouts back down the corridor. Don't bother coming empty-handed. You want to help? Show us. Bring supplies or don't come at all. And with that, they disappear around the corner. Ash already picking up speed as Peak calls for her to slow down. We're poor. We have no supplies to give. A refugee flotilla? Where are they coming from and why now? Each time you think you begin to understand this place, something changes. We were just on our way to hunt down the target for a mercenary contract. Okay, let's do it. But we have no dice left, so that we have to end the cycle. The dice determine how many actions we can do a cycle. The energy determines how many dice we have. As you can see, this is how we interact with the world. We're trying to get to the wild margins so we can track down our elusive target. Thankfully, my frame is built for interfacing. So my character sheet, as you can see here, we're calling ourselves Miku because our frame designation was in my head M1KU. So Miku. Predictive reasoning, instant karma. So we get upgrade points by fulfilling our drives, which allow us to upgrade our character. So we began the game with a +1 to interfacing. So hacker. As you can see, this is another problem we have to solve. The cloud. We are being hunted down in the cloud. Someone is going to try and delete our consciousness, a remnant from the old world. Well, we're going to try and get that protocol deleted. We're going to try to get that protocol to delete itself by exploiting a loophole in its programming. It's a lot. There's a lot to do here. So one step at a time, we are going to rest. Because we have no dice. So we cross the Founder's Ferry. And as you can see, this is the cloud where you can interface with various terminals and people's interfaces. But today, you're going to rest. Get some dice for the new day. Get some credits. finish this job. We are starving. This is the set of shitty rolls. But you have to live with it. There's no saves coming here. But I can re-roll once. Thanks to my ability. I think I should do this. Since these are good for interfacing. Because interfacing uses a lot of 1s, 2s, and 3s. But we want to work in real space right now. We're gonna hunt down a target. We need our freaking amazing roll. So 6 basically means it's a guaranteed positive outcome. 5 means I think it's like 50% positive, 50% neutral. So it's degrees of success. 1, of course, I guess we could interface with that or for another action. This is a great set of rolls. It already that is a great perk that we got. That we get once a reroll, once a cycle reroll. So now we can go out into the world more confident in the stuff we have to do. So, wait, did it save the game? Wait, find Ashton. That's what we're gonna do. Ankita, our new missionary acquaintance, wants you to help her locate the crew member who betrayed her, Ashton Cade. It's such a science fiction sounding name. Find Ashton Cade. But we are starving. We're gonna stop by Emphasis Stall. We are a regular at Emphasis Stall. To get on his good side, he's asking us to find Gerald caps, fresh and firm. But that's something to do in the Greenway as well. But here we're just gonna be paying 15 cryo to get our usual plate of fungus, because that fills us up right and good. But we are poor as hell, so we need this money. We make our way across the Founders Gap to the Greenway, and our search begins at the wild margins. So this game works with clocks. We advance clocks, and clocks advance also. Some clocks advance without their input. So the world is active even while we're doing other things. So we are good at interfacing, but we're also good at intuition. However, this grants us more clocks. So we want a positive outcome here for sure. So we're gonna search for signals. Rather than hiking around the wilderness, you can make use of your skills, tap into the cloud, and find Ashton by his signals. So we got 3 ticks over here. Tracking Ashton. Ankita seems to think Ashton is out here, at the wild edge of the Greenway. Time to see if that's true. We have another 6. We can advance it for 3. You notice a spike of activity, a vast transfer of information taking place. What is happening out there? And thanks to our interfacing, this 5 will become a 6. Because we get a +1 to our interface rolls. You know what? I should have used the 5s. Because 5s plus 6 was redundant. We should have used the 6 for other. Anyway, we're gonna finish this clock. I should have saved the 6 for an action we weren't good at, to guarantee that we'd be good. Okay. So we finished tracking Ashton. Where will that lead us to? Ankita. The trail ahead extends deep into an overgrown section of the Greenway. At this far end of the ring, where the long, lazy curve of the Greenway becomes the shattered landscapes of the wastes, things are oddly quiet. Ahead stands a vast farm stack, broken from its axis by rust or force, and lying among the overgrown landscape like an ancient temple. It is stained with moss and algae, flows of green running out from its broken tanks like a frozen brackish tide. This is where Ashton is hiding, you're pretty sure. All your intuition points to the shadows beneath this collapsed superstructure. You roll the comm headset Ankita gave you in your palm. What were we supposed to do? Were we supposed to call Ankita or do it on our own? No, let's call the client. You slip the heads. Our job was to find him, so we found him. Let's talk to Ankita. You slip the headset into your ear, and it fizzes with static. After a few moments, you hear Ankita. Sleeper, have you located the target? A doubt enters your mind. Can you be sure he is there? You know what? We should have visual confirmation. Sorry, no, hold. A confused silence at the other end. Maybe it is better that you confirm that Ashton is there before you call in Ankita, because the signals could be a dummy signal. It could be something, a diversion, right? You put the headset back in your pocket. Not yet. You need confirmation. Oh shit. You survey the route ahead. I should have thought that through. There is a direct route, a line of broken pillars that take you into the center of the structure. Or you could skirt around the pillars, keeping to the cover of the raised spines of the greenway, and work your way around. It'll take longer, but is better concealed. Skirt around. You decide on the long route and head off towards the central spine. It is slow going there, where the overgrowth meets the metal wall. But it is so concealed that you can barely see the glass roof high above. You follow the wall, knowing it will lead you to the edge of the collapsed stack. Come on, give me something. For the final part of your journey, you have to work your way through dense undergrowth, pushing aside branches and fronds. It is exhausting, and you stop on a small rise to rest. It has been hours since you began. You desperately hope Ashton hasn't moved on. Just ahead, a soft glow is coming from somewhere within the farm stack. A grow light, still on after all these years, perhaps? You take a little longer to rest, then push on. You follow the faint glow of the stack, find a broken tank, and step through the opening, trying to avoid the broken glass that sits among the moss and algae. You work your way up the slanted tank, carefully, quietly. Somewhere, water drips, and you swear you hear birdsong. Hanging plants catch the light, coating the place in a pale and sickly green. As you reach the edge of the tank, you hear something. An echoing hiss like a hydraulic piston. You quickly move up to where the tank opens into the central drum and look over the edge. Come on. The vast drum is like a cistern with plants growing on all sides and wet mossy islands at its base. It is beautiful, and for a moment you can't see anything but tones of green. Then you see the sleeper. In a faint circle of light descending down through the drum, the sleeper lies slumped at an odd angle. They are surrounded by crates, and beside them, on one of the mossy islands, there's an object. A cylinder set on a tarp. It is connected to the sleeper's head. You flinch. Are they one of the others? One of the ones that escaped with you? You squint, trying to recognize them. They are twisted, broken, open, wrong. You look away. Jump down. You push yourself to the edge, then awkwardly drop onto the mossy islands. It is further than you think, and you fall flat onto the soft green and smell heavy in your nostrils. You make your way towards the sleeper, slowly, carefully, the moss covering your footsteps. Oh. Shit. Before you have even gone 2 steps, the first shot rings out. Should have waited. This is bait. It passes so close that you feel the ripples of air radiate out from it. You drop to the ground as the sound echoes around the drum, blanking out all noise. A voice calls out, "That's close enough. The next one will end you." Ashton, you assume, is somewhere in the wall of tanks on the opposite side. "What are you doing here?" "This is none of your business, so I'd appreciate it if you just went on your way." "I'm gonna start counting soon, just so you know I'm serious." A pause. I don't want to kill you. Oh, Ankita. At that moment, you hear a sound, a soft hiss like a hydraulic piston. You turn, and there is Ankita slipping into the drum behind you. Of course, she was tracking the headset. You suddenly feel stupid, tricked. She meets your eye, shakes her head. Well, we wanted to get visual confirmation if it was Ashton. We weren't trying to. Well, it was weird that we called her, and then she's asking, "Did you confirm Ashton?" And we should have said, "No, we need to confirm." That probably would have, probably ruined the relationship with Ankita. The gunshot breaks the silence, blanking out all noise. It hits Ankita's shoulder piece, the ceramic armor cracking but holding as she braces into the impact. Then she launches herself forward, the now activated armor launching her across the drum. Another shot goes wide before she reaches the cover of the crates beside the sleeper. Shit! You hear the shout from one of the tanks high on the far wall. Ankita reaches over and wraps a hand around the thick connection between the ship mind and the sleeper. What is she doing? You better come down here or I'll rip this right out of their head. She screams at the wall of tanks. You shiver at the suggestion. Oh. Stay silent. We need to show a united front, right? There's a long pause. All you can hear is the dripping of the water running down the walls of the drum. Then Ashton calls out. Coming down, Ankita. Don't do anything stupid, for God's sake. He appears at the far side of the drum, stepping through the shallow water, rifle raised above his head. This is Ashton, who we've been tracking, a disgraced mercenary who supposedly betrayed Ankita. Drop the gun, Ankita shouts. He throws it down onto the moss. As you lean out to watch, you see him catch your eye, clocking your presence. What are you up to here, Ashton, you sicko? He stands, keeping your sidearm trained on his head. You ripped my ship mine for what? Some freakish experiment? Ashton approaches with shaking hands, his eyes now fixed on the connecting bundle of wires that Ankita still has hold of. Steady, Ankita. It isn't like that. I needed the ship mine. You have to understand. They would have died without it. Oh, this is it. The ship mine. And then the sleeper. I didn't realize Ashton was cradling the sleeper. It's like wrapped in the plastic. What are you talking about? I don't give a shit why you ripped my ship mine and crippled my ship. I should put you down right now. She tightens her grip on the connection. Typical of you, Ankita. No curiosity. Ashton smiles shakily. That's why I never asked for it. For your help. You only look after yourself. He nods at you. That sleeper up there. You're just bait, right? To draw me out. Ankita sucks a breath in. Are you trying to give me more reasons to shoot you? I love them, Ankita. Ashton looks at the crumpled sleeper. I love them and they were going to die. I know you would never understand that. He starts closing the gap between himself and Ankita now, slowly, inching forward. Don't do that, Ashton. Ankita snarls. Don't do that. Let the wires go, Ankita. Let us go. If you don't get out of my way. He inches closer. Please. Oh, I replaced your ship mine. We're saving a sleeper. Okay. I can't let you take it, Ashton. Ankita hardens her stare. You stole it from me. You left me for dead. She shakes her head. You think I'm going to trust you? After all that? I need it, Ankita. I need them to survive. Ashton is in reach of the sleeper now, of Ankita. I'm going to take them now, Ankita. He raises a hand. going to take the ship mind and go. Ankita loosens her grip on the connection a little. Her hand is shaking now. Is he tricking us? I don't know. Stop, Ashton. She lowers her she lowers the gun a little. Stop. Oh no. Seeing her drop her guard, he makes us move. A blur of movement, a struggle, a shot, another. You recoil back behind the edge as they ricochet around the inside of the drum, sound deafening you. When you crawl back to the edge, Ashton is bleeding into the water, the red and the green. Akita is standing at the center of the drum, severed connection in her hand. The water drips endlessly, drip after drip after drip. But we replaced your ship mind. This is what, just revenge? Still, probably left Akita in a really terrible position, almost got her killed. You force yourself to look at the broken sleeper. There is no sign of life, of humanity. They are just another broken object among other broken objects, while all around, living things grow and thrive. Akita finally looks back up at you, tears in her eyes. She begins to say something that might be sorry, but you're already gone. That is her first work contract. Okay. Let's go back, talk to Ankita about what happened. I hope she didn't think we were trying to betray her. We needed to confirm if that was actually Ashton. We didn't want to not rope her into it. We were going to contact her, then I realized, wait, yeah, we're not sure. We just got a signal. Yeah, we wanted to be thorough. Let's talk to Ankita. Where's Ankita? She's supposed to be out here. Oh, maybe it is still there. It's Ankita's ship. See, that's a problem. Again, my problem with this is it's hard to find. I just wish there was a summary of like location, a list of locations and interactables. But I guess they wanted to keep the immersion of having to hunt down this, things in the station. Where am I supposed to talk to her? Talk to Ankita about what happened. Oh, this is the Escape XPR ship. This is for the episode that is updated. Nope, Ankita's not there. To help us track the thing, there's supposed to be a yellow blip on the location. That tells us that tells us that should progress our drive. But apparently there's nothing. So let's talk to Ankita another time. Maybe she'll message us. For now, we need to earn some credits. Because we need to pay back this damn tab. Get him off our backs. To wait for what's his name? To disable our tracker, Feng. We need to wait for Feng to do his thing. Okay, to help chase him some leads. So maybe we should find mushrooms. Bring mushrooms to the Briar. Since we're here in the Greenway anyway. Let's gather some mushrooms. Oh, no. Free new event. Here, get to know Emphis. Here all caps. Where is that? What? Where is that? I can't find anything. Okay, we tracked it. Toggle tracking. Come on, give me something. Looking for a yellow blip. It's just a stall. And we need these items. So we have to find it ourselves. It just shows a destination. We have to find the mushrooms ourselves. And the clue was somewhere like in the greenway. Here, map the pathway. Walk the greenway. Let's get a sure positive outcome here. Going green. Exploring the greenway is unlike any other place in the eye. It is overgrown. Its overgrown chambers defy mapping. Or, we explore the Haifa commune, which, if you become a Haifa member, it seems like they grow stuff. The grow beds are at the heart of the commune, feeding the members their fueling their lab work. Here, preparing and serving food for those that make the compound their home. Let's explore the greenway first. Here we can't even get this because we need a skill upgrade to actually get the scrap. So we are left with exploring the greenway. Excuse me, maybe we'll get lucky. So rather than simply thrash through the undergrowth, you might sketch a map of this overgrown jungle to try to better navigate its hazards. You see the corporate order beneath the leaves and rot, and the bright inventions the Greenway's plants have wrapped around this structure. Exploring the Greenway is unlike any other place in the eye. Its overgrown chambers defy mapping. So we have one left. Let's use that to earn some credits. So on the way back, we explored the Greenway a bit, tried to find the mushrooms. We were pretty unlucky with that. So we need 2 more cycles. 3 more cycles before Feng gets back to us. Can we work in the shipyard? This is risky. 50-50, success or failure. I should have, well, 50-50, let's go. Success! Earn some credits, just a bit. So they're gonna get to know us as a yard hand, and maybe we can, because we lost our job earlier. We asked too many questions, we lost our initial job. So now we're trying to find a new job. So this is good. Fairly productive day. I want to talk to Ankita, but I don't know how or when. So let's end the cycle there. Okay. Do I want to re-roll this? No, I think we're good. Oh, actually, okay, we can re-roll it anytime we need. So, depending on the actions that we plan to do for the day, we could go ahead and do that. So, money, we need money. Because 2 more days, we're gonna have to pay this tab. Do we need a ship mine fragment? Free Neo event. The free Neo event, we need to get a ship mined. But to get a ship mined, we need to probably do salvage work. See, like the seal dock. Okay, I'm wondering if the new update messed things up. Because, well, no, I think it's the same. So, buyer build a new ship mine, but it's not pinging the valid locations or the possible locations to progress the drive. I mean, that seems a bit different than what I'm used to. Oh well. So we're gonna have to, we need 2 more ship mine fragments, but Oh, they're back here. We have new, you can buy some scrap. However, I am poor as hell. I think we need to get a stack of credits first before we start putting money into things. Because we need to pay Ethan's tab. It's not good. Bring mushrooms to the briar. More mushrooms again. So once we find mushrooms, we can do flotilla aid and it can help Emphas with his recipes. As for finding Ashton, why can't I talk to Ankita? Or where is Ankita? Here? Oh, I found this. Work the stacks. Oh, thief, you could steal stuff. Loads of food here. Why should these farmers keep it to themselves? If you can do it quickly, they might... Should I no. Barter for food. It's 16 though. So if I want mushrooms, I need credits. Or I could be a thief. Or work the stacks. They pay by yield. So that's what we got for exploring. See, there's so many actions I wanted. Here it is. Ankita is away. Amber's docked here at the rickety old jetty, but she's sealed up. A note says, "Sleeper, stay. I'll be ready soon." Oh, 2 days. Okay. So that's where Ankita is. We can't talk to her yet. All right, let's get some work done. Let's try to work at the vertical farms. What should we steal? Because we have 6 and 5, we can easily succeed and steal. Okay, this is a safe action. I'm pretty desperate right now. We're being hunted down by the corporation. This is a slippery slope. Are we gonna be? Are we gonna start doing like illegal things? Are we gonna start stealing? And then what? Next would be stealing and then murdering people for survival. Like, how far are we willing to go to survive? Let's try to maintain our principles. This is plus 16 cryo. So let's work. It's -1, so this is back-breaking work. This is not my thing. You tend to your stacks, learning by watching the others and getting good yields, even if the process is a little slower than you'd like. A fault in your assigned task stack costs you a whole crop, and your yield is small at the end of the cycle. Next time, you'll double check. This isn't working out, chat. I should have stolen. No, let's not go down that road. Barter for food. The farmers take the chits hesitantly and then pass you the food. Okay, that just restores our energy. But I need mushrooms. Okay. Let's map the pathway some more. You see the corporate order. That's good. What else did we find? Ooh. Mushroom groves. We found it. Oh, shoot. +2 grove spores. Girol caps. Forage for fungus. Things I do for mushrooms. There's gonna be 25% chance to fail though. And we're gonna get a condition if we fail. It's dangerous. But at least we found it. I think we should go for... At least we've unlocked that. Let's do that. Let's re-roll. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Forage for fungus. Let's go. Gambling on this. No! You mistake one cap for another in the tunnels and it burns your mouth when you taste it. You need to be more careful. We have a condition. No, I'm here. Risk it. Another condition. What? What? Terrible day. What a terrible day. Oh my god. We're sick. We don't have food. Oh, we don't have credits. Bad. This is bad. Very bad. Oh my god. Shit. What conditions do we have? Where does it show our conditions? Flickering. No, that's just a regular thing. Let's go back to the freaking mushrooms. No, but that's not gonna earn us credits. We need credits because the death is coming up. You know what? We're gonna have to put off the mushrooms for a bit. We need to think about our money. We're gonna work. Today will be an honest days of work. Had enough with mushrooms for a while. Let's work. Should we work at the stacks? How much does this pay? Maybe this will pay off. Maybe this investment will pay off. Once we finally get a job at the shipyard. I think that'll help us out. One more. Come on. Now will they give me a job? You observe the shipbuilders try to make yourself useful, carrying tools and crates. You begin to notice how they work. Oh, what's this? Oh, unit assembly. Worker and daughter Lemonina. Let's talk to the Havenage officers first. Tracking Yatagan. Finally, I can use this data. A slate in the office advertises that Havenage are looking for informants on gang activity in the eye. They'll pay. Hell yeah. We got some Yatagan data here. I do want intel on Yatagan as well. So even if Havenage and I are on the best terms because one of the people on the board screwed over or is screwing over the workers, I'm also worried about our doctor who's working with the underworld elements with the Yatagan. And the Yatagan is the source for our medicine right now, the black market, because the medicine that we need to stay alive is owned by the megacorp. So you can't get it anywhere else. That's how they keep you in their employ or as slaves. So how much are they willing to pay for this data on the Yatagan? 10 cryo. The acquisitions officer eyes you suspiciously as you download the data to her terminal. This is more than she was expecting. Okay. Fragment supply. But we need these shipment fragments so we can save our friend Neoven. Neoven's gonna help us get rid of the Hunter program in cyberspace. There's so much going on. But they need this for sophisticated tech is rare in the eye, so the shipyard is happy to pay for shipment fragments. So this is just for money. Repeatable actions to give us money. So we can do the good thing we do, hack for credits. We can get more Yatagan data because these results are good for hacking. But before meeting these new people, let's check the unit assembly. Okay, we got some systems fitting here. This is more appropriate for our skills. Our new job as a junior tech. Awesome. Okay. The sidereal horizon is webbed with complex systems bundled like nerves in a body. Your job is to lay these systems in. It's a plus 12 cryo. And it's a safe action. I think we found a good job, chat. We found a good job. This will be a good source of income. But right now, either we re-roll and risk it, or we find Yatagan data with the results we have. Let's try to slice. Because we still have a few ticks. No, we have to get rid of the hunter program first to be safe, this interface safely. I do not want to find out what happens if we fill up this bar. Let's meet Lem and Mina. From the walkway, the sidereal horizon looks impossibly vast. A landscape of plating and frames. Is sidereal a word? Yeah, sidereal. Off or with respect to the distant stars. Did I pronounce it? No, sidereal. Oops.
Sidereal.
Sidereal. There we go. Oh, I've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time.
Sidereal.
Sidereal. From the walkway, the sidereal horizon looks impossibly vast, a landscape of plating and frames. All along her flanks, torches flicker, drones maneuver, arc lights glint. The sense of scale, of industry, is both stunning and strangely unsettling. So this is Lem and Mina, a shipyard worker, and his daughter. Adorable. From the walkway, the sidereal... Oh my god. Sidereal.
Sidereal.
Sidereal. Deer. Remember deer. Sidereal. Because I'm thinking of side reel. Sidereal. Okay. From the walkway, the sidereal looks blah. She's quite beautiful, I think. You turn to see a figure a little way down the walkway, leaning at the railing. He is thin, ragged, his work gear poorly fitting and loose. The torches of the sidereal horizon flicker in his eyes as he turns to you. Lem. He leans back from the rail, revealing a child standing beside him, staring out at the ship. This is Mina, he adds with a smile. Hi, Mina. She stares and tucks herself behind Lem, who dutifully picks her up. She's a little slow to trust, aren't you, Mina? She buries her face in the folds of his overalls. Mina looks out from Lem's chest, a dark brown eye twinkling among the rough material. You working on her then? Lem asks eagerly, gesturing to the vast ship. Or just admiring? He shifts Mina's weight on his arm. We got a new job, right? So I guess technically we could be working on it. Working. Me too. He flashes a Havenage pass. I knew it just to look at you. I mean, he stumbles a little over his words, not wanting to be misunderstood. I mean, you look like a worker. Well, I guess it's the frame, Android frame. She's Mina's and my ticket out of this place. Our escape vector, so to speak. I'm assuming he's talking about the ship, or the work on the ship. How? You haven't heard? Anyone who takes a Havenage contract on the sidereal horizon will be entered into a draw for the transit support crew. Oh no, these things. The lottery. He smiles. We won't get to sleep the journey through, but a couple of decades of service will be nothing for me and Mina if it means landfall in a new world. Waiting for that lottery. Transit support? Uh-huh. Someone needs to stay awake to keep the thing running. He straightens up, stretching his back. That's a colony ship, friend. The Celis Foundation is sending thousands to settle a system well outside the reach of the core worlds. It'll be a totally independent colony. No surrogacy, no corporations. Why is it here? Sounds crazy. Celis Foundation? They are Havenage's client, yeah. Some wealthy project from the core systems, interested in independence and self sufficiency and all that. They hired the whole shipyard out, helped rekit it and everything. He strokes Mina's hair. Someone else's dream, I suppose. But doesn't mean people like me and Mina can't tag along. Mina responds by pushing his hand away. Daddy, she whispers. Food. Pulling an exaggerated grumpy face. She glances furtively at you as she plays with a set of dog tags that hang from Lem's neck. I'm just chatting a little, Meanie. Give Daddy a sec. He turns back to you and suddenly notices how tired he looks. I'm not on the Habitage crew yet, but I'll work my way in. You can do it too, friend. We have to stick together. He smiles a little shakily, and you wonder how long he's been working to break into the official shipyard. Oh, we're both trying to break into the crew. For sure. He looks out at the sidereal horizon, as if trying to pull energy from those flickering torches from the vast hull. You gotta hold out, okay? You aren't quite sure if he's talking to you. That's how it works. While he stares out, Mina catches your eye curiously. I feel like there's a moment to stay silent. Just let that scene simmer. You hold her gaze, and a smile creeps across her face, her features lighting up like a city coming awake at night. Then suddenly, she turns back to Lem's chest. Lem smiles and lifts Mina. That's it. Hold on. He smiles sheepishly at you. We are just a couple of softies, isn't that right, Mina? He sets her down, standing by his side, and she clings to his leg. Gotta go feed this one. He pats her back. Maybe see you on a shift, huh? He turns, and they walk down the walkway, away from the shipyard. You see them talking, and then, a moment later, Mina turns around and stops. See you, robot! Her shout echoes down the walkway, and she flashes you a parting smile before running to catch up with Lem. You watch them a little before you turn back to the impossible scale of the sidereal horizon. They get out. So many red flags. Oh god, so many red flags. Oh, that's a new drive. Win a sidereal ticket. I'm gonna hack for this ticket if I can, chat. Workers in the sidereal crew get entered into a draw for the colony ship's live-in crew. That's one way off the eye and into a new life. Is that an endgame? Is that an endgame? Greetings, Engineer Naval. Speaking of engineers, we do need engineers on this damn station. My character's not cut out for engineering work on this station. It's falling apart and ships need repairing, but we're good with interfacing. Welcome in. We're just chilling out with some Citizen Sleeper. I'm not sure if you caught that little touching moment. We met some new NPCs, Lem and Mina. This is a tabletop RPG inspired game, kind of like a dice placement board game with a lot of text and choose your own adventure kind of narratives. We're just trying to survive here, Engineer Deval. But how have you been this long time? Yeah, the art is pretty good. That said, I'm not sure how fun it is to just watch, but playing itself, I find myself immersed by the way it's written, the few bits of art that we get. But this is generally what you're gonna interface with if you get this game. It's on Game Pass. I do recommend it. They just released a new episode. They updated it with a new quest line. We just bumped into that, and as you can see, there's a ton of shit to do and very limited actions in a day. So the playthrough you're seeing now is going to be totally different from my playthrough. Speaking of the art, this is our frame. And TRPG wise, you got our character sheet, and you get to choose your starting frame and get your upgrade points and choose your path, which will in turn kind of focus you on what actions you undertake. Because holy shit, there are a ton of actions and places to visit. So that said, I'm trying to like schedule everything. It's difficult for me to put it all, you know, in a timeline. That's what I'm essentially trying to do here. But the point of the game is just to try to survive. You're on the run from the big bad corpo, who wants you back because you're proprietary technology. You're also dying. You're literally dying because you're a sleeper. You're a digitized human consciousness in an android body. And to sustain this frame, you need special medication. Unsurprisingly, this medication is controlled by the corporation. So, you have to you have to do things to survive. You have to tap into the mafia, the black market channels just to survive, and hopefully make some allies along the way and try not to get hunted to be brought back. Because the big corpo does not like their proprietary technology out in the wild. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. It's also a good reminder of what we have to do, but yeah, these drives are helping me get in character and figure out what my character really wants, or what my character really feels in this moment. Uh, we just talked about the big red flag lottery, about a lottery which will get people into the live-in crew to an expedition into uncharted space, hoping it sounds too good to be true. Like they're promising away from away from the core, away from the corporations, but it's only a matter of time before history repeats itself. And it's a risk going out into uncharted space. Good luck to them. I hope the father and his daughter get a ticket onto the sidereal crew. We just got a new job at the ship assembly because we lost our old one. Long story there. Right now, let's return to our mercenary contract and finish that. She's not ready yet. One more cycle. So there are a bunch of clocks. Let's get some work done. Hacking. Yatagan data. Well, the game assumes that you're walking around as a sleeper, so you're actually on the station roaming around. I would have loved to actually I would have loved if the gameplay perspective was inside the station, interacting with all of these things. But the whole experience is pretty abstract. It's abstractified. Did I say the right term? It seems super abstract, like you just plug in dice to do actions. You plug in money to do actions, etc., etc. You fill up clocks. But the mechanics feed into the narrative, which is what I appreciate. So, as an experience, it's pretty much this. It's like you're just assigning shit. Chances of failure. There's no saves coming It's here. You gotta live with the consequences. But it's assumed that your character is walking around these stations, entering the bars, doing these actions. And this is called the Eye. Erlin's Eye, I think. Did I get that right? This is a big space station. No, halo, it's a ring. So we actually haven't seen everything yet. And you get to explore it. Like this, we haven't explored yet. Low end, we haven't even explored low end. So there's a ton of stuff to do. And you have limited dice. So you really gotta choose. You can't do everything. And there's a chance of losing energy or starving to death. So it's tough. It's tough to balance stuff we want to do with basic survival. What are they buying today? So one more day before we have to pay off the debt and one more day before we possibly get the tracker in our body out. They're gonna coincide with each other, so hopefully we'll be able to evade the bounty hunter long enough before Feng gets his shit together and we stick it to the big man and we get our tracker deactivated so we can be free to do stuff. My god. That said, let's hack Yatagan's shit. Yeah. Let's see if I rerolled by accident. No. Okay, look for Yatagan agents in the cloud. That's another thing, by the way. There's a whole other layer. This is called the cloud. Now, we find out that the cloud has some old world AI hunting down intruders in the cloud. So, it's this hunter-killer ice that's trying to delete my consciousness, and I'm trying to help a vending machine fight back against the hunter. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. But this is our new friend, NeoVend. NeoVend is a vending machine that is housing the consciousness of someone who fled the hunter. Okay, and this consciousness is speaking to us through the 3D printing module of this vending machine. I love it. It's just a very evocative world. I love the setting. And I could totally imagine holding sessions, like actual tabletop RPG sessions, in this world. The art's a big bonus, and the soundtrack is great as well. What was I going to do? Hack for Yatagan data. So I do not want to fill in this bar. Where's the Yatagan? Have an agent. Yatagan agent, give me that data. So we can interface with a 1. Some gang enforcers' implants are chirping out comm signals. Time to see what they are talking about. The great thing here is our frame can also siphon off some cash. There's a chance to siphon off some credits with hacking actions. We didn't get that then, but we get to sell this Yatagan data. But I do not want that hunter to wake up. So we gotta manage these things. But let's send over the data to the... Here we go. Here's some Yatagan data for you. Thank you for the credits. That's 10. We have a 5. That's a good result. Okay. Next cycle, we're gonna have to deal with the bounty hunter. Let's get some last minute credits. Let's start our new job at the shipyard. We got a 5. Our interfacing is +1, but this is a guaranteed positive success. And if I'm reading this correctly, we could even get like 24 cryo. That's good. So systems fitting. The sidereal horizon is web, and this hits 3 birds with 1 stone. We work on the ship and we help Lem and her father. Hopefully they get a ticket, and maybe if there's a way we can make sure they get a ticket onto the live-in crew. I really hope they find a future out of everything. So the sidereal horizon is webbed with complex systems. The bundle like nerves in a body. Your job is to lay these systems in. So I'm gonna be working on this. We get okay, just 12 cryo. The systems team is looking for new members. Prove yourself a reliable tech, and you are in. So we're gonna try to get into the systems team and try to hold on to this job because we lost our last one. And once we become a junior tech, then we get to do quality control. Oh wait, no. This is if we fail our roles. Then I think they'll kick us out because poor quality control. So that's it for our cycle. Oh, another thing. We need 100 credits to buy medicine so we don't die. And the less energy we have, the less dice we have. So you can see how this can really spiral out of control. Oh god. Okay. It's a reckoning. I'm gonna eat first. Oh shit. Have energy leader. And Ethan, where's Ethan? Ethan says you have 2 cycles to pay the tab. He calls it being fair minded. 58 credits. And I think this is only gonna get. So basically, this bounty hunter was contracted by the corporation to bring us in, but he decided to have some fun and basically, pay my tab or you die. Try to run away and you die. Because I have a tracker. So I have to get rid of that tracker or I'm going to be stuck here paying his freaking tab. 58 credits? That's almost everything. Okay, first off, I need to eat because I'm gonna starve. I'm gonna drop by Emphasis Stall and eat. I'm not even full. Your mouth stings as your sensorium sends warning signals over and over. This is the good stuff. Let's see if Ankita's ready to talk. Let's wrap that up at least. Let's do the tab last. Because we need money, Ankita. Please. But Ankita might not be happy with how we managed the job. She thinks we didn't... Look, we were trying to get visual confirmation, but she thinks we were trying to do the job on our own. Like, but we were trying to do the prudent thing. Like, we didn't want her to go all the way there to chase a false lead. I'm not sure if the game acknowledged that. So... let's talk. You spot Ankita on the track to the farm stack. She has a box at her shoulder and is working her way down the slope. She sees you as she approaches. Neither of you speak for a moment. She looks tired, pale. Her hair is tangled and clumps of dirt cling to her armor. You both eye each other. I gotta talk to her, Ankita. So, what happened here is a member of her crew betrayed her, stole her ship's AI, and we found out it's because that crew member wanted to keep their love alive. So to do that, they needed to steal the ship mind to sustain the life of this other sleeper. So yeah, that's pretty sad. Tried to get a jump on Ankita, and Ankita was forced to kill him. So both he and the sleeper are gone. So Ankita's dealing with that now. Maybe I should stay silent. Sleeper. She takes a deep breath. Sorry for what happened. Truly I am. She looks down. I am sorry you ended up in the middle of this, and all you have shown me is kindness. She rubs her face. I'm sorry. Is it the time to stay silent, or you don't have to be sorry? It's okay. She nods, then looks up to the stars. I've never... She stops herself. Thank you. Kita shifts the weight of the box on her shoulder. I've been preparing for... She grimaces. Look. She sighs. Can you come with me? It's easier if... Lead on. Ankita leads on down dirt path between the pillars. There is a wind passing through the greenway, a quirk of the air currents the biosphere maintains, and it ruffles the leaves softly. The sound makes the silence more obvious, more complete. You try not to think of the... Actually, it's very Disco Elysium. They compare the game to this. You try not to think of the last time you were here. You have been trying not to think of it for the past few cycles. The image of the sleeper, sprawled, twisted open, connected to the ship mind. It's been hard to forget. You realize Ankita is leading you back there, back into the drum at the center of the stack. You pause, trembling a little at the threshold. She turns. What are we doing here? She looks at you with empty eyes. What needs to be done? You stand on the threshold and look up at the tanks, green and wet, some glowing with flickering glow lamps. You look down at Ankita, suddenly so small under this hulking ruin, the smallest she has ever looked. She places the box down. What she? Are we gonna bury them? What? Or is she going to? Oh no! Follow her in. You follow Ankita into the stack through a low tank, entering the drum at ground level. It is just as beautiful as you remember, but it barely touches you. Instead, you check the apertures of the tanks for the glint of a weapon or a shadow among the moss. I trust Ankita, right? Ankita stops, and you look down. The mossy island at the center of the tank is clear now, the equipment cleared away. In its place is a mound of dirt, loosely covered with moss. Ashton's rifle stands straight, half buried in the dirt at the grave's head. I buried them together, Ankita says without turning. You both stand there in silence for a little while. You think of questions you could ask about Ashton, about the sleeper. Let's ask about Ashton. And you also gotta think, maybe he was too desperate to bring that sleeper back to life. What if was that even living? To be hooked up to that machine, not even conscious. But, we do crazy things for the people we love. How long did you know him? She takes a moment to respond, and for a moment you think she won't. But then the words come gushing out. He signed on a while ago. He used to run recon for a corporate outfit, but he got sick of the pay. He joined the crew as a sniper, and the first few jobs were a breeze. He was so cold, disconnected. He always hit his marks. The last few jobs, though, he was different. I noticed that. We'd had a period of extended shore leave in the eye, and when he came back, he was changed. I assumed he'd had just too much time off. He was right. I never would have given him the ship night. I wouldn't have believed him. I've had crew members double-cross me, undercut me, rat me out. That's the business. He wasn't a good person. None of us in this job are. This is how we die. Alone. She stops, not sure of what to add. It seems like she's reaching for something, but you can't quite get there. You feel that gap between you, and as you do, it widens. The water drips, the moss trembles. You both stand in silence for a while longer. You both feel it. Life creeping back in, the silence ending. It's an amazing way to describe that feeling. Ankita shifts her weight and then starts to walk out. You follow her, suddenly eager to be back out in the open space of the greenway, to be away from this place forever. You stand outside and breathe the fresh air. You stare at the green leaves and the stars wheeling above them. That's it, says Ankita, from somewhere behind you. You try to think of something to say but can't. Ankita puts a hand on your shoulder. You turn back to her. At least take this. She forces a handful of cryo chits into your hands. It's what I owe. She looks at you desperately. You look down at the metal bars. Ugly little things, you think. But I need these chits. Take the chits or drop the chits. No, a job's a job. We earned this pay. Business as usual, right? We already gave Ankita a ship mind. We replaced her ship mind. We built a new one for her, actually. So she could have actually just left Ashton alone. None of this would have happened because we already gave her a ship mind, and that is it. But Ankita wanted to hunt down the bastard who betrayed her, and it led to this. I'm taking the chits. I need it. We need to pay off the fracking bounty hunter. You take the chits and turn without saying a word. You continue up the track. She does not follow. As you walk up the rise, the wind picks up and the leaves shudder. You walk faster, trying to outpace your anger. The chits are heavy in your pocket, and you hate them for reminding you of how little a life is worth. Ah. Ah. We got an achievement for that. The bad end. Found an old crewmate at the edge of the rim. So I'm noticing that this, each episode, each NPC, it's it's like an anthology of stories on this station. That concludes, I think, the arc of Ankita. We took those chits. But look, 264 credits, chat. We can get her medicine. We can pay off the bounty hunter. And we can eat. Job's a job. I needed those credits. That felt good. I mean, hurtful in a good way. TRPG style. Okay, we have upgrade points here. Okay, we're gonna need this. Let's save up our upgrade points because this looks amazing. Agent nodes give double data rewards. Since we found a source of income via hacking, this will be good. But now we can get the ship mine components. We can help out on more people with these credits. So it wasn't for our own personal gain. It was to survive and help other people as well. So Ankita's credits are going to be put to good use. So Miku enters the ferry, and the Founder's Gap feels like it is bottomless, endless, much like the vastness of space all around us. Feels like forever crossing that gap. And what do we do now? Let's talk to Feng. We need another good break here, chat. We need to get this tracker off, Feng. Wait, why is Hardin gonna talk to us? Feng said he would be helping us. Eh? Okay, here. Feng's Bay. It's been more than a few cycles since Feng confronted Hardin, and the silence since has been noticeable. In your time with Feng, you haven't exactly found him to be reliable, but you did expect to hear the end of whatever plan he put into action. But if he won't come to you, you think as you approach the Havenage building, then it's time to come to him. After all, he did promise to fix your tracker, and you're getting nervous. As you approach the bay doors, you see them wide open. Uh-oh. Did Havenage get to him? And light pouring out of the once dark room. Stacks of servers and terminals sit outside the bay, suddenly robbed of their mystery by the bright flood lamps. A figure in Havenage security... Oh shit. A figure in Havenage security fatigue steps out of the bay. As you get closer, carrying a stack of hardware. Shit, I need to know. Approach. As you get closer, you see the security officer taping up machines from Feng's stash with what looks like hazard tape. This isn't good. Hardin. You again. Hardin is there, leaning beside the bay entrance so calmly that you barely noticed him. He has a slate in his hand, an inventory of seizures scrawled across it. Predictable. Further evidence of Feng's collusions. You see another security officer come out of the bay and take notice of you. Let's make it dramatic. Where is he? Feigning ignorance, or perhaps just abandoned. Hardin shakes his head. I believe you should choose your conspirators more wisely. I almost feel sorry for you. So Hardin is from the old world. He's supposed to be like 100 centuries old. Given the technology, I'm sure you can find a way to either extend your lifespan or transfer your consciousness. Whatever. But what's he saying? Did Feng sell us out? Hardin pushes away from the wall and comes closer. Don't worry, Sleeper. We have all the evidence we need. A confession won't be necessary. He gestures around at the stacks of hardware. Spying on fellow Havenage members, hoarding Solheim materials, an obsession with corporate data. It speaks for itself, does it not? Oh shit. I'm not gonna sell him out. Tells you nothing. I have the right to remain silent. Nothing to add. He looks up at the glass roof above and the stars beyond. We are the ones that provide the oxygen you are breathing, the light you are seeing, the systems you use every day to live out your cycles. I was pulling that card on us. This place was hard fought for, Sleeper. It took work, diplomacy, and strength to stop the Eye descending into chaos after Solheim collapsed. Not blind conviction or self-interest. You're the self-interested one. Thank you for that, Redeem Rexira. Yeah, it's like this game was it's a slow start, a slow burn, and then now all the shit's happening. It's like the moment with Ankita questioning where we thought we'd be in the clear, but then Feng. What did they do to Feng? Did they kill him? And then now we're like an accomplice, and then Hardin, the bastard. Wow. God damn. Man. Okay. Now this doesn't sound right. You're the self-interested one now. Feng isn't selfish. I know all about the background of our mutual friend, Sleeper. Don't you worry about that. His parents would be sickened by the damage he's trying to do to the institution they helped found. So we uncovered evidence of Hardin's corruption. Okay, simply that. And him being the big boss of Havenage now, using it as a front for his corruption. You know, he's in power. You see, Sleeper, we are proud of our history here. Andre Erlin and the First Union founded this place, and Havenage has welded his values into the station's very walls. We will never turn away the hard-working, the just, this is sickening me, the true citizens of the Eye. Havenage aren't a gang like Yatagan. We aren't pirates like half the spacers you'll meet in the hub. Or esoterics like those Haifa radicals in the Green Way. We are the backbone of this place. Proud and true. and yet you are exploiting everyone for your own personal gain. We named Erlin's Eye, Sleeper. This is our station. He meets your eye. So please, take your false accusations elsewhere before I decide I need that confession after all. Pardon you, shithead. Nah. No, let's go full dramatic effect here. Miku looks at Hardin straight in the eyes. The glint of her mechanical eyes flashing under the dim static of the stacks of monitors. History will catch up with you, Hardin. I am not afraid of history, Sleeper. We are making it here, cycle by cycle. He smiles. If you have any pride, you'll give up Feng the moment he contacts you. You know where to find me. With that, Hardin turns his back, walks back towards the security officers, ordering them to continue the clear out. As they do, something catches your eye. Okay, among one of the server stacks, a crumpled, hand-printed box of synthetic chewing gum. A penguin character grinning from the brightly colored card. And scrawled onto it, a speech bubble reading, "Take me to Tambour." Ooh. Why would that stand out for me? A crumpled, hand-printed box of synthetic chewing gum. Like, why would that catch my attention of all things? Feng left this for us to rendezvous with him, but I'm just wondering what I forgot. Like, maybe I forgot why this would catch my attention. A penguin character grinning from ear to ear. I guess because it's a penguin character and it stands out. It didn't really... Well, Hardin didn't really care about it, but we do, so... Tambour, take it. You carefully pocket the box, making sure no one is watching, and then turn away, just as another stack of servers is wheeled out of the bay. What have you done, Feng? And where the hell is Tambour? Where? I don't know. Things are escalating. The dirty credits in my pocket. God damn it. So we do have to pay Ethan's tab. Freaking okay. Let's do that last, okay? We have enough for meds. It's no, we don't need it yet. Let's get meds once we're down 2 dice. We need to manage our credits here. Crap. Okay. Help new event. We need to do our hacking stuff. We need to get rid of the hacking stuff. So, let's buy some scrap. What's this? Feng's gum box. The grinning penguin says, "Take me to Tambour." Still not sure. Why do I vaguely remember something relating to a penguin? Anyway. Let's find the ship mine fragments. Or can we buy the ship mine fragments from somewhere? Come on, give us something. Yes! Second ship mine fragment. One more. Come on. Okay, we could sell the scrap components. It's like a gacha. We're like pulling for shit. God damn it. That's all the scrap allowance we get. We're one short of building another ship mine for Neovan. But we get to make up for some of the credits by selling off the scrap components. So that's fine. Let's sell it at the exchange. Here we go. We can also play the exchange for more cryo. And we're good at this. In fact, this pays more than our job at the shipyard. But we have some NPCs depending on us at the shipyard. So that's the cost there. Like, I could just play the exchange, puts credits in our pocket, and then that's it. However, we don't help anyone really except ourselves. So let's sell the components. We earn some of our money back. I'm not sure if that's the best way to use your scrap components. I haven't found another use for the scrap components, but at least we earned some of the money back that we spent. So we basically lost 16. We could play that, but not right now. We're going to use the 6. We need to disable the tracker, but for now, let's free Neovent. We also get mushrooms for Emphys, but we can wait for that. We have one more free window for hacking, I think. No. Let's work at the shipyard. We have data to sell? Do we have Havanage data to sell? No. We were so close to getting scrap that we needed. Where else can I get a ship mine fragment? Hellion Crossing? I think that's it. It's only for those are the only 2 sources. Or from salvage. We used to get that from our first job, but we can't salvage anymore. But here. We want to get ourselves a spot on the team as a junior tech. So let's get some Yatagan data first to sell. Buy some medicine, just in case we need it. And pay off the freaking debt. Let's get some Yatagan data. What's this? Here, Yatagan agent. This is a 1. Let's get that. Extract the data. Awesome, we got some Yatagan data. Another Yatagan agent, give us something. This is a 3. I could re-roll, and hopefully we get a 3. A 1 or a 3, right? Reroll. Perfect. Oh, so if you get a 3, it's a better result. Some gang enforcers' implants are chirping out comm signals. Time to see what they're talking about. Awesome. We got the perk, transfer intercept. And more Yatagan data, but the hunter! This is why I wasn't supposed to do this. Oh, I forgot about the hunter. So they're gonna delete my consciousness. We have to help the new event. We have to help new event to get rid of the hunter. Okay, I pushed it. Let's see what happens. Those familiar threads wrap around you, bind you, test you. So hunters are remnant from the old world. Entity, submit. Hunter's strange head bobs in your vision. Your ally in the sealed duck cannot save you. He's talking about Neovend. In that globed head, you see whirling strings of data, so many spinning there that they threaten to tear through the thin skin and whip out into the void around. What happened to this creature? The threads squeeze, and you lose any sympathy you might have had. You must escape. You lash out once more, pushing Hunter back, severing threads that regrow as fast as they are broken. As you slip away, you realize you have to find a way to deal with Hunter once and for all. This is getting too dangerous. Third time is a charm. We're pushing it. That's a warning. So at least we have 5 more attempts before Hunter finds us again. It reset, thankfully. But we need to get that freaking scrap. Our source of that is the Rotunda Wet Dock. It's gonna take 5 more cycles, so we're gonna have to wait for that. Right now, what we can do is buy medicine and work. And look for Tambour. Where is that? Tavla, block maintenance, low ender. And how do we find Feng? That's important. We need to find Feng. We need to find whatever the hell Tambour is. So, exploration. Yes. Okay. What do I do? Maybe I could. What's in the free smoke? Enter the spoke climber. Is it on the other side? Let's check the greenway. Check out if there are any other interactions here. So we could work in the farm stacks. We could start hunting down mushrooms. That's something we could do. We don't have to connect with the commune yet. This is the new episode, the XPR ship. But we can't go to them empty-handed. We need mushrooms. So we need to find Feng while keeping the bounty hunter off our track. Off our ass, I mean. So, let's talk to the doctor first. Let's buy a vial of stabilizer. And let me guess, this is gonna come with more complications. Let's return to Sabine after a long while. Wait, how much is the tab? 58. As long as we 58 cryo, we pay Ethan's tab. Before that, let's get some meds. Acquire stabilizer. Sabine is selling off the case of stabilizer vial by vial. You haven't been able to talk with them since your last visit. Start action. It's a good thing we did the merc work. That paid a lot. Toshiro takes the chits and hands you a vial. When you ask after Sabine, he doesn't respond. Jeez. As you quickly leave the surgery, eager to be away from Toshiro's glare, you notice something wrapped around the stabilizer vial clutched tightly in your hand. You open your hand, and a thin film, marked with holes and sigils, unrolls from around the vial. At one end, it has a hard metal strip. A handle. Huh? Inspect the film. You hold the cloudy film up to the light. It is perforated with an ornate pattern of holes. You can make out a word among the markings. Passkey. Is this an entry key for somewhere? Again with the left objects and clues. Inspecting the handle. The metal handle is worn and pitted, but you can see a set of numbers imprinted into it. 207F, and then crudely scratched into the handle at some later date, low end. For a moment, you consider going back to the surgery to return the key and then quickly think better of it. Did Sabine want you to have this? Or is Toshiro passing on a message? Time to head to the low end and find out. God. Okay, we have 2 upgrade points. Bought yourself some extra time, 1 vial at a time. Got an achievement for that. We can upgrade ourselves here, chat. 2 upgrade points. We could get the icebreaker, which ancient nodes give double data rewards. That seems pretty useful. I think we're giving up on this. We're giving up on endure. We're not a strength bot. So you keep 2 dice even when condition is breaking. So this helps us handle conditions, but I'm a frail thing. I'm gonna try to avoid combat. Obsessive Haggler. All cryo actions are discounted by 20%. Chance to gain energy after the any engage action. That's if we approach a problem head on, but it doesn't really sound like my character, Miku. Self-repair. Use scrap components at home. That's what scrap components are used for. Not just selling it, but repairing conditions. Oh. Okay. That seems useful, but also the double data. You know, get the most out of hacking. Why not? Let's lean into that. Cool. Oh god, okay, low end. Unit 207F. Yeah, let's find it. Let's meet Sabine or Toshiro, or whoever left this film for us. So we make our way to Low End. We played some board games with the locals. You find the entrance to the apartment, its passkey symbol obscured beneath layers of graffiti. Who lives here? So it's a passkey for an apartment found tucked inside a stabilizer vial. Stick. Start action. The lock clunks open, the metal doors swing inward into the dark. As you push the door open, the automatic lights flicker on inside the apartment. They reveal yellowing plastic panels, the curved shape of wall-mounted utility units, the detritus of a routine life arranged in every surface. You step inside, clicking the door shut behind. The amber light of the aging fixtures glaze everything with pale orange. The work surfaces hold a variety of objects, indistinct in the dull lighting. A pale blue light drifts from a doorway at the end of the room. Let's go to the light. You cross the cramped utility room with its auto wash, dispensers, water closet towards the doorway. Through the doorway is a dark, warm room, lit only by the faint glow of a terminal screen. And if thinking of it filmic wise, as we're following the character, I guess the scene. Let's look around the room with the glow of a terminal screen. A bunk is tucked into the wall. The blankets ruffled. A wall desk glitters with rows of vials and containers. A briefcase lab sits open, loaded with rows of reagents and compounds you do not recognize. In comparison, this room is clean, ordered, controlled. Has Sabine been trying to manufacture the... Approach the terminal. As you approach, there's a crackle from somewhere in the dark. Sleeper. Sabine's voice shakily echoes through the apartment. Oh, what? Welcome to my home. I'm sorry I can't be there. I have had to make alternate arrangements. You hear rattling noises. Static. Am I speaking through the terminal? Oh! I was able to record this message, but I don't dare to show my face. Something is happening within Yatagan. Oh, communications. I no longer trust them. Their voice becomes distant, slipping behind the background noise. I have something to ask of you. I want you to get me out. Can I have the helper doctor? Things just escalate and get complicated here. Yatagan were supposed to hide me, to protect me. After everything happened, I was desperate. And then after that, I was too tired to care. A noise, like waves, passes over the recording. But I'm done with them now. I want out. Screw the debt. But I need insurance. Something I can hold against them. I have my suspicions, but I can't be sure. I need information. And, as you know, you need me. Well, they pulled that card. A pause. Something clicking in the dark. This isn't a threat. You have to understand my position here. Another pause. I know sleepers. I have been there before. I have been here before. I can help you, but not with Yatagan's noose around my neck. Ah, that's what we can use the Yatagan data for. It's a good thing we picked up a perk. But then, it's tied into Neovan. Like, we can only hack so much. Hunter's after us already. In cyberspace. Get me data. Get me information. Get me something that I can use against Yatagan. I love how, like, narratively, I could see this is just a natural progression for what my character's been doing. In the very first session, I was wondering, what am I gonna do with this Yatagan data? Or what am I gonna do with my hacking abilities? And here we are, right on the money. It's a good thing we've been keeping an eye on Yatagan. So now we know how to help our doctor. Then I can get me data, get me information, get me something that I can use against Yatagan. Then I can get out and you can get what you need. Please. Waves of static cut into Sabine's voice. Bring it here to my terminal. I'll get to it when I can. You look around the tiny room and try to imagine Sabine living here, working at the desk, sleeping in the bunk, blinking into the terminal in the dark. The recording cuts to static, filling the room with its white hiss. Then silence. Oh, do I need no betraying her trust? Accessing the terminal? Shit. Maybe no. No. Let's not go there. Trust. You know, it's about trust. Leave. You turn away and leave, the door clunking shut behind you. Back in the corridor, you notice the scrawled graffiti of a blade on the opposite wall. Yatagan. You feel yourself being drawn into something you don't quite understand. Get Sabine out. Sabine is involved in something bad with Yatagan. Called it. They need your help to escape. Okay. Come on, Yatagan. So with Havenage data, we might be able to use it against Havenage, maybe? How much data do we need? 3 Yatagan data. Sabine's terminal sits open in the empty apartment, waiting for the next batch of Yatagan data. God, and we've been selling it. But now we know we can use it to help out. So with enough data, we need 3. We have enough interactions to fuel that, thankfully, because we reset our hunter counter. So we're good. And we have some medicine to use, which we do need because we are fading. I need to use the medicine on the halfway point. Tambur will have to wait. But I'm feeling our money's tight, chat. We already used up all the money we got from the Merc contract. Okay, let's collect one set of data and then work at the shipyards. Can I like buy back the Yatagan data? Okay. Please come back. I need the ship 9 fragment already. Come on. Overlook bar. Okay, I could buy rations. I need to eat cheap. So I'm gonna buy rations from here. I could also work at the bar. I forgot. I could also do a part-time gig at the Overlook bar. Forgot about that. They helped me out. The people at the bar helped me out, so that's good. It's a bit too expensive to eat at Emphasis stall. Should we start collecting the mushrooms? Okay, we have 2 days before Ethan's deadline. Maybe we should pay it already. Shit might happen. Next cycle. Let's do that to end the day, and we can cap it off there. I think we have enough complications. It's a great place to pause the stream. Let's wrap up our... Oh no, we already hacked all the Yatagan stuff for this cycle. Crap. Okay, that's yeah. Hopefully those nodes refresh. But that's how we help Sabine. So, what do I do with the 2? Do we get something if we help haul? No, we have a -1. That's pretty shitty. Work at the Greenway to collect. No, the mushrooms are like are -1 for me. So unit assembly. Let's get ourselves onto. Actually, yeah, there we go. This is a safe action. We need credits. Let's play the market. Easy money. Uh, get a +1 for this. 25% negative. We might lose money, but I'm feeling lucky. Got it. You snap up scrap by the weight. That 9 credits gonna help us. So after playing the market a bit, we enter the compressor club, look for the asshole Ethan, and pay off his damn tab. 58 credits. How can someone drink this much in 6 cycles? Ethan hasn't held back while he has been at the compressor. Of course, I'm pretty sure he's earning something from this. It's not just for his freaking drink. He's bleeding us dry, chat. As you hand over the chits, you hear Ethan laughing hysterically somewhere down the bar. Screw you, Ethan. God damn it. I can't believe you just did that. Ethan's mocking laugh comes from along the bar. You look over to see him leaning across it in a pool of light, empty glasses and spilled drinks glinting around him. You're like a chump now. It's always dark in the compressor, but this cycle the place is packed, a load of spacers mixing with the locals. Usually, they run. Ethan spins the glass on the bar. Or they go spend their savings on some local heavy I have to put down. They don't pay. I'm done. Wrong! Not even close. Ethan gets to his feet. The glass falls and smashes, but he doesn't seem to notice. You think that's it? 1 round of drinks and we are even? Sleeper, come on. His hand comes to rest on the butt of his handgun, dangling from a chest holster. What is wrong with you? Ethan laughs hard, and the people around him turn to see what's happening. You think this is on me? I think someone in your position might have a better idea of how this all works. I'm a freelancer, Sleeper, just like you. We both signed a contract with SNARP, didn't we? The difference is that my word means something. He closes the gap, stumbling a little. What did you think? You could just run away from your contract, your debt? You could just steal that natty little body of yours and take it for a joyride? Play human for a cycle or two? I'm nothing like you. That's what I'm saying. Ethan is addressing the bar now, having noticed the attention from the other patrons. You are a coward. I'm a professional. Though I should thank you, Ethan nods, his head heavy, for giving me such an easy job. I'm used to outlaws, you know? Real bounties. If I knew catching sad little escapees like you was so easy, I would have changed clients ages ago. Someone shouts from the back of the bar for Ethan to shut up. He holds up a finger in that general direction without turning around. Stay silent. Nothing to add. Ethan turns and walks back towards the bar. Good. Lesson learned. Ethan sits heavily back down on his stool and searches through his glasses for one with something left in it. The thing is, Sleeper, I can find you anywhere. It's actually wild that you haven't figured it out. That body isn't yours, and it will always betray you. No matter what. He finds a glass and downs the contents. So please, go. I'll catch up with you whenever I need another. He laughs, and taps the bar for a fresh drink. Just leaving, just leave, chop. You turn on your heel and are out. Out of the cloying dark and the sweat stench of the compressor. You walk hard and fast down the walkway, anger driving your footfalls into the metal of the rim like hammers. Frack. Ethan is back at the bar, still drinking. How much longer can this go on for, chat? I don't know. We have 4 cycles before I have to pay back his fracking tab again. We're out the source of income because Kita paid really well, but that is the one job done. But hey, we got an upgrade point for fulfilling that drive. That's fine. Next cycle, we're gonna extract some Yatagan data to get our doctor out because that is important. We have literally 1 vial of stabilizer left to keep us alive for this whole playthrough. We need to get Sabine out, or we could continue to play. We could continue to pay $100 just to survive. That's even worse than the tab, which I have a feeling the tab is gonna go. It's a death clock. It's a doom counter. At some point, we're not gonna be able to manage these expenses anymore. So we're hitting that point in the gameplay and really going to have to think about our actions moving forward. So we're 1 shipbite fragment away from freeing Neovan, so the plan for next playthrough, the next episode is okay. Get the last shipmine fragment, manufacture 1 shipmine for Neovan so we can get Hunter off our case in cyberspace, which will free us up to collect data for Sabine on Yatagan, which will hopefully secure our line of medicine. This medicine will keep us alive so we can 1. Collect mushrooms for Emphis and the flotilla. 2. Find Feng so we can disable our tracker and get Ethan off our back. And 3. Continue our job to win a ticket onto the... No, if we win a ticket, I'm giving it to the guy and his daughter. I think that may be an option if we do get a ticket. I think that's gonna be something they're gonna... I have a feeling that's a complication they're gonna spring up on you once you get to win a ticket. Once you win a ticket, you probably have an option. Do I get on that ship and, fuck it all and leave? Or do I give it to this father and his daughter who have been toiling away for decades, or who may be toiling away for decades just for a shot to get off station? So I'm already made up my mind that I'm going to be giving the ticket to the father and her daughter. Yeah. So that's gonna be it. That's the game plan for next week. We have 1 die remaining. To wrap up the stream, let's just do some work. Speaking of this sidereal, let's continue working on it. Because if we're gonna give our winning ticket to the father and her daughter and his daughter, we want to make sure that we work on the sidereal to make sure they don't skip on corners. I trust in my interfacing abilities, and we want to become a junior tech and help these people out and make sure they get to the new planet safely. So we're gonna start reaction now. It's all coming together. Once the shift is done, you close your eyes and see the webs of systems running inside the sidereal horizon. You are a natural at this work. Halfway there, chat, before we become a junior tech. To trust us with more important systems on the sidereal, we're gonna speed along the process and get that ticket and give it to the father and daughter. This is gonna work out, chat, and we're gonna survive. We're gonna get Ethan off our case. But that is it. So that is the time since our last autosave. After each action, we can clear out. Next session, we are going to... Okay, I need to take my meds. Start the next cycle. And we go from there. So it's been a great stream, everyone. I know I spent the first hour chatting, but it's great to catch up with old friends and just let all that out and decide, and talk about the channel 1 year 1 year from when we first began. We started in August of last year, and here we are, August of this year. And I just had to talk about a bunch of things even before the anniversary stream. It's not gonna be anything big. Yeah, I'm not really big in like celebrating those huge milestones, but I will endeavor to try new things and get back to old things. Those two things to help me find a way to get unstuck and hopefully provide better content to people here in the channel and to, of course, grow as a creative. That said, I do have one major project still in the pipelines, and I do hope that it works out. I do have to get back in touch with the person, but NDA is still on. But it's finished writing, so we finished writing it, and just a bunch of revisions. We'll see how that progresses, and once the NDA is lifted, perhaps provide a window into the behind the scenes work into what is going on into this production. It's also nothing big. It's a small virtual thing, but it's also helped me just get my groove back. It's been years since I've written anything for myself. Well, okay, this is written for. Point is, it's been years since I've written a story that is my own. I was, of course, given a brief. We were talking with the director, but as to where to take the story, it was a huge challenge. But it's because I realized, then mother, that thank you so much for looking forward to it. I realized it was such a huge challenge, not because of it's because I hadn't written for a while, and because I've never written this kind of thing before. It may have been that, or partially, but it is mostly actually because it is such a hard time writing it, because I realized how close the characters were to parts of myself, and how those parts of myself were in conflict. Actually, a lot of it relates to what I was talking about at the beginning of the stream. So that's why it is so difficult to write. But it is just really huge load off my shoulders, and it really made me happy, genuinely happy, after such a long time, to actually get a good response from the person I was writing this for. So I really hope we don't drop the ball on that. I really hope it happens, because things are happening behind the scenes that complicated stuff. But we'll see. At least I made something. It's there. Like I said, you gotta put those ideas on paper, and what a gift it is to see that come to life with the help of other people. So that's what I hope for the future of this channel and moving forward. I'm gonna have to leave you all there. It has been a great stream. 2 weeks from now will be exactly 1 year, either 2 or 3 weeks. I'm gonna check my schedule, but this is the anniversary month. Thank you all for being here, to all the old faces and all the new faces and all the new friends I've made along this path. So yeah, it is. That's why it is so difficult. I was talking about it with like my friends, my therapist, and they pointed out the same thing. They're like, it sounds like you're arguing with yourself. It sounds like you're trying to convince yourself through these characters. And me, I was like, you're right. You're exactly right. It's like I was having such a hard time writing out the lines of this character because it felt like I was fighting myself. So hopefully that comes across. It is great to see you, Plushy Mumshi. Go ahead and check that channel. My Discord bot, I have to fix it. Not Discord. I have to fix my cloud bot because the commands are not working. So I have to reconnect it. So yeah, see, the commands aren't working. But go ahead and catch Plushy Mumchi for her streams, Dan Mother for their streams as well. They provide some really awesome content and a lot of support as well. Thank you so much, Dan Mother, and happy Solasting. My brother really enjoyed his time with that, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. Perhaps I'll see you soon in real life, Nixie. Once we get everything together, do something again for old time's sake. It's been so long. It is great thinking about all those memories of when we used to be really active back in the day when everyone was still together. But yeah, people left, people moved on, and life happens. So we gotta make sure to work with what we have and hopefully make some new connections along the way. Thank you, everyone. For anyone who may be lurking, if you enjoy this content, please consider hitting that follow button and checking us out on Twitter and Instagram. And our Discord details are there in the About section. Everything you need to know about Tabletop Cinema and what to look forward to are there in the panels below. Awesome soundtrack from Citizen Sleeper. Some really great vignettes so far, some really great scenes. I could totally imagine it. Like, just playing this game, even if it's just all text and dice and clicking, the way it's written is so good that it's like an amazing game master explaining the scenes and the outcomes of your actions. And I can imagine every single beat, and it is great. Like, I can just imagine this being turned into a television series. Please, whoever can, adapt Citizen Sleeper into a television series, please. Featuring all these colorful characters and all the complications and troubles and conflicts between them and the different factions. I want to see that. So, till next time, everyone. This has been Tabletop Cinema. We're signing off. As always, welcome to the table. Have a good one. Take care.